Welcome, crew, guys, gals, ghouls, and other worldly beings. Let's climb aboard the mothership, secure our tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a Rocky Mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. I'm your hostess, TessaTNT, broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. And thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. It's an honor and a privilege to have you, and I hope you enjoy tonight's show as much as I enjoyed doing it. If you want to listen in your free time, whether you're working it or working out, feel free to check me out on any venue that you listen to your broadcasts and podcast, and you should find me under We Are Paradox Media, or you can find me on YouTube as well under We Are Paradox Media. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me comments, good, bad, or guests you might want me to have on in the future, and I will try my best to get them on. All right, so I was going to do story time tonight, but I already had this set up for TikToks. I was going to do a Trippy TikTok show last night as I uploaded the show from the night previous, but I couldn't do that without the sound getting mixed in together. So I decided against it and figured instead of story time tonight, we would do some trippy TikToks. The world has gone mad, and so have I. But, yeah, there's some really good TikToks out there, and I'm focusing mostly on scary stories because there's one that I saw today, which I believe is TikTok number 2, and I just love hearing other people's paranormal experiences, sightings, or scary stories, because I really love sharing mine as well. So let's get on into it, shall we? All right.
A woman standing by her apartment window accidentally captured something deeply disturbing on camera, and once people saw the footage online, they started calling it one of the creepiest videos ever recorded. It started late at night when it noticed movement near a narrow alley across the street. At first she thought it was just a person walking in the dark, but when she zoomed in with her camera, her stomach dropped. Stepping slowly out of the shadows was a tall black figure.
None of that. Oh my gosh.
With impossibly long legs, its body looked unnaturally thin and stretched almost too tall to fit inside the alley. People online began comparing it to the terrifying Japanese legend of the 8-foot woman, but this thing looked even darker and far more twisted. The woman instantly started panicking and backed away from the window, but before she could even process what she was seeing, she noticed something even worse. Directly across from her building, inside the darkness, the street. A massive shadow had started appearing, and it was getting longer every second, like something was slowly standing up and watching her. From below, the video cuts off right before she starts screaming, and trust me, part 2 gets even crazier. Follow me for the next part.
The most terrifying and unexplainable thing that I've ever experienced happened to me a few years ago. And you're going to think I'm insane after you hear what I'm about to tell you. And I've only told a handful of people this since it happened. But I was visited by what I can only describe as a poltergeist one night. The most paranormal and the darkest, scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And still to this day, I don't know what it was. And I pray that it never happens again. But if you want a scary story, here's what happened.
I do.
I was about 25 years old at the time. I had just gotten a new girlfriend, and we moved in together. And this was the first time I had been in a family situation. She had 2 young kids. They were 5 and 8 years old at the time. And we were very excited to be starting this new life together. We moved into a single wide trailer out in the middle of nowhere. I'm from Kentucky, so we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the woods, very remote, and we were happy. Life was good. We were starting this new life together, me and her and the kids, and everything was great, we thought. This was a 3-bedroom trailer, so there were 2 smaller bedrooms at the back side of the trailer, which were the kids' rooms, and there was a bigger bedroom on the far end of the trailer, which was our bedroom. And within a couple months of living there, some very strange things started happening. So one afternoon, about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, it was summer break, the kids were out of school, and they had fallen asleep. Both of them had fallen asleep in their bedrooms. They were taking their afternoon summer nap like you do. And we saw this a good opportunity to go get us a nap in. So we went to the room, closed the door, and laid down and took a nap. About an hour into this nap, there was a knock on our bedroom door. I mean, a loud knock. This sounded like a grown man knocking on the door. And I rolled over and thought, well, obviously the kids have woken up. And Amber, my girlfriend at the time, she rolled over and said, see what they want. So I just yelled, what? And there it was again. A very serious, aggressive knock. I thought, what the heck is that all about? I got up and opened the bedroom door. No one's there. It's silent. Now this is broad daylight. The sun is shining outside. It's dead silence. I thought, what in the world? So I walked back to the kids' rooms. There they are laying there, both of them asleep. And this ran chills all the way throughout my body. So I went back to the bedroom. Amber's sitting up in the bed at this point. I said, you heard that knock, right? She was like, yeah, of course I did. Have no idea what it was. So, it freaked both of us out, but we chilled out and was like, well, I don't know what that was all about. But in just a few days, it would get much, much worse. Now, when I was a kid, I loved scary movies. I loved ghost hunting out in the dark at night with my cousins, looking through the woods, looking for scary things, getting freaked out. I loved paranormal things when I was a little kid. Like my whole life growing up, we would go and try to see something scary in the woods. But for me, it was always Casper, the friendly ghost. It was the idea of seeing some transparent apparition floating through the woods real fast. And oh, that's scary, and we would run away laughing. I could have never prepared myself for the darkness that I would feel when this happened to me. The almost demonic feeling that I got from this experience. I could have never prepared myself for what was coming. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's pitch black in the trailer. We're asleep in our bedroom. The kids are asleep in their room. And I am woken up by the most horrific screams you could ever imagine. And our daughter was 8 years old at the time. And it was Brianna's voice, screaming at the top of her lungs directly outside of my bedroom door. Get it off of me. Help, help, help. I mean, screaming bloody murder. Help!
Come on, let's go.
And I jumped up. I'm in my underwear. And, it's only 15 foot from my bed to the bedroom door. And this screaming is directly outside of the door. And there is thrashing like she's fighting, like she's being kidnapped, like someone has come in the house. My first thought is someone is taking my daughter out of the house. I have cold chills all over my body right now. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. I jump up in my boxers, run and kick the door off the hinges. And as soon as that door opens, the sound is now out the back door. There was a back door on the kitchen. Our bedroom opened into the kitchen dining room area, and there was a back door there. As soon as this door, my bedroom door opened, her screams are outside the back door, which is closed and locked. And she is screaming, help, 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 get it off, get it off. And I run as fast as I can and kick the back door wide open. And it is dead silent in the backyard. Complete silence. Just darkness. No moon, just pitch black 3 a.m. darkness out the back door. I run to the kids' bedroom. I turned around as fast as I could and run back to their bedroom. And there's Brianna, just peacefully sleeping in her bed. I go to Dalton's bedroom. There he is, just peacefully asleep. I ran back to my bedroom, and Amber, my girlfriend at the time, was sitting up crying on the edge of the bed. She experienced the whole thing too. So I sat down, and it broke me down. I sat down on the edge of the bed with my head in my hands and started freaking out. What was that? What could that have possibly been? I didn't know what to think. I thought I was losing my mind, but the fact that she also experienced it, she heard the whole thing. And it was absolutely horrifying. Needless to say, I didn't get any sleep. She didn't get any sleep the rest of the night. I was hyperventilating. I was full-blown panic. I thought someone was kidnapping our child out of our house. And there was nothing. There was absolute silence. And I told her immediately, we have to leave. We have to leave this house. Something it's very, very wrong. I had this overwhelming darkness come over me. Like the most negative thing I've ever felt in my life immediately when this happened. And following that, suddenly this house had this dark, heavy feeling all the way through it. And I knew we can't stay here. We have to leave this place. And we agreed in that moment that we have to find somewhere else to live. So we did. We moved. We found a nice little house for rent across the county, sitting right on the bank of the Kentucky River, and we got out of there. And the darkness never left that trailer. In between that experience and when we left, there was this darkness, this heavy weight hanging over that place up until we left. And we packed up all of our things and we moved. We had a grandfather clock at the time. An old, tall, antique, beautiful old grandfather clock that someone had given us, that we moved with us into this new house. We put this grandfather clock in the corner of the kitchen, and it didn't work, so the hands on the clock didn't move. Well, when we moved it in there, I set the hands to 3 o'clock, just because it was symmetrical and I liked the way it looked. Well, a couple weeks went by and I was standing at the stove in the new house now, and I glanced over at the clock, and the hands on this grandfather clock were bent outward, like someone had physically bent them forward. Now, the kids weren't big enough to reach up there to do this. Amber wouldn't have done that. Why would she have done that? And I didn't even tell anyone. I just bent them back and got a weird feeling about it. Well, some time passed, and we got pregnant. We had a daughter. And as time went on, our little girl started walking. And you know how babies are when they're just walking. They get around quick. I was sitting in the living room one afternoon, and Zaylee, my daughter, my baby at the time, had ran in the kitchen, and I heard the biggest crash. It sounded like the roof had fallen in on the kitchen, and I knew something bad happened. I jumped and ran in the kitchen, and my daughter, my little baby, was laying underneath of this grandfather clock. It had fallen over and crashed onto the ground. She was okay. She wasn't hurt. She was just kind of laying there, but it had fallen and shattered all around her and destroyed this clock. And I have a hard time not feeling like that, like something had followed us. And it turns out, after talking to a couple people close to me, some family members who knew the folks who lived in the trailer before we did, I found out that someone had taken their life in the backyard of that trailer. A man whose son had passed away, and he ended his own life in the backyard of that trailer. And I've wondered ever since if maybe what I heard was just some remnants of some leftover darkness that was stained because of what happened there. Was that the sound of the moments before that were just stuck there? I don't know. I'll never know what it was, what those screams were. And I can't help but feel like something was stuck in that clock, you know.
Could have been.
And I know that's far out for some people to imagine, but it was very real. Very, very real. Too real, in fact. And I'll spend the rest of my life hoping that I never have to experience anything like that ever again. And it still comes across my mind a lot, and hoping that whatever it was stayed there. So what was it? I know that I'm not just crazy because someone else experienced it with me. The kids never even knew it happened.
It's always good to have backup.
And I would love to know if anyone else has ever experienced anything like this, or knows what it was. What did I experience? It changed a lot of things for me. It brought back this fear of the dark, like you have when you're a little kid. I don't sleep well a lot of times, and I think I will forever wonder, what was that? And needless to say, I don't watch scary movies anymore.
I do.
A group of friends decided to spend the weekend at an Airbnb, but after filming this jumping video, they discovered something terrifying in the house. While recording, they noticed one part of the floor sounded different, and there was a random rug laying right over it. So they pulled the rug back to see what was underneath, and there actually was something there. If you look closely, part of the floor is missing.
I want to switch over to this other router extender box that I have. I was just waiting for Guy to finish his scary story, because I didn't want to interrupt that, just in case going from one to the other gives us a snag. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try that, because
And there are cuts around the edges, almost like it was a hidden door. They moved the rug and slowly opened it, and to their shock, there was a spiral staircase leading deep underground inside the Airbnb. The craziest part is they said they had no idea this place even existed because none of the Airbnb photos showed it at all. And if you look carefully, the staircase goes way down. They said they were completely freaked out, but also too curious not to see what was at the bottom. And what they found was seriously disturbing. I'm posting part 2 right after this so like and follow so you don't miss it.
See, I knew I was going to do that. Sorry, guys. I had to do it. All right.
A group of friends decide.
That last page, the AI, just the way it was talking, as far as like no fluctuations in the voice and stuff, and then the repetitive movement of eyes and mouth, and then a little glitch tick, and then back into the repetitiveness of it. But come on, quit messing with our stuff. Let us have our stuff. Just frustrating.
So there's been a lot of weird things happening around the world this year. Strange creatures washing ashore.
Oh my gosh.
Bizarre sky sightings captured around the world.
What the hell is that?
What is going on?
Insects.
What the babe? Oh, those are termites, folks.
Ooh.
Viruses.
Oh, the first American has contracted Ebola, you say?
This outbreak is actually much larger. They've labelled this emergency at its highest international alert.
And so much more.
We are now up to 6 reported Bigfoot sightings within 5 days in Northeast Ohio.
So if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. It only gets weirder the further that we go in this video, so make sure you stick around until the end.
Look at this. This is crazy.
Let's dive in. All right, so first and foremost, have you guys been watching the news? Because there's been some really weird things being caught on live TV.
Eyes of the Iranian people, but the world global.
Excuse me, sir, your mask is showing.
Stops threatening the Straits of Hormuz, but quits exporting.
So can we just agree that it's not normal to have a flap of skin like that just detached on your neck? A lot of people captured this while it was on live TV, and there are plenty of uploads.
Is that a mask?
People, but the
What the hell is that?
At the end of the day, we're going.
So I'm watching the news this morning, and I noticed something weird. So look here, it's Fox News, okay? Watch. What is going on? Look at this. Look, what's this? What? Vice Admiral Robert Hayward? Is he wearing a mask?
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Okay, so this is the craziest shit I've seen so far. I was taking the trash out with my son, and he kept pointing at the mirror and waving, and I didn't know why. So I pulled the camera out, and I can't believe I caught this.
Guys, I just got home from school, and I see this, like, hole in my wall. And, like, next door, I have a really creepy neighbor. Like, let's take a look. What the fuck? Oh my god, oh.
Hello?
Oh my god! What the fuck is that?
That is real.
Watch this video really closely because at first it looks totally normal. A woman is sitting with a group of kids, moving along with them almost like they're playing a game or dancing together. Nothing feels weird when you first see it, but the longer you watch, the more uncomfortable it gets. The kids are laughing and acting natural, but the woman feels completely off. Her face stays tense, her stare looks cold, and it almost seems like she's focused on something nobody else can see. A lot of people said they didn't notice anything strange until the second or third time watching it. But once you catch the way she's looking around, the whole vibe changes instantly. People online started saying she could be some kind of skinwalker, an entity from old legends that can blend in with humans without being noticed. Nobody can prove if this video shows something supernatural or if it's just a creepy coincidence.
Video shows a young woman jogging alone down a quiet rural road surrounded by nothing but trees and silence, when a silver van suddenly pulls up and two figures step out near a large warehouse building. The security camera, time-stamped at 2:22 p.m., captures everything from a distance. At first glance, it looks like nothing, just a road, just a building, just a car parked on the grass. But she knows something is wrong. Instead of running blindly into the open road, she does something nobody expects. She moves toward the building, presses herself flat against the wall, and disappears from their sight completely. The two figures begin searching. One moves left, one moves right. They are methodical, patient, like they have done this before. She doesn't move, she doesn't breathe. She just watches, and she waits. What she does in the next 30 seconds will shock you.
Ooh, get in the car and take it.
Somebody submitted a spooky story saying that they divorced their husband after 7 years of marriage. And the reason wasn't another woman, it was what she found in their basement. I am back with another spooky story. And for the sake of this video, everything is for entertainment purposes only. So we're gonna call the person who submitted the story Laura. Laura says now she doesn't know that everything she experienced was real. Maybe there were explanations for some of it, maybe not. All she knows is that she divorced her husband after 7 years of marriage. And the reason wasn't another woman, finally. It was what she found in their basement. Bro. So when Laura met her ex-husband, we're gonna call him Marcus. I'm really not good at guy names. Marcus was charming, successful, and very private. When Laura would ask him about his friends, he would give very vague answers. If he had meetings, he would simply say it's lodge business. Now, Laura says she knew he was a Freemason. He didn't necessarily hide that part. He also had a ring with the square and compass symbol. He attended meetings a few times a month. Laura didn't think much of it at first. Now, strange things officially started to her knowledge after they got married. Sometimes he would leave the house after midnight and return just before sunrise. And when she would question him about his whereabouts, he would kiss her on the forehead and say, "You don't need to worry about that." And then he would get these suspicious phone calls. His phone would ring once and he would look at it and immediately leave the room. Every single time. One night she woke up, he wasn't in bed. She went looking for him and found him in the backyard. He was just standing there looking up at the moon. She called his name twice before he answered. When he turned around, his expression was completely blank. And that really freaked her out for some reason. Now she says she doesn't know much about Freemasonry or what they do in their meetings. So you know what? She convinces herself that maybe she's just being paranoid. Then Lauren's grandmother passes away. Well, at the grandmother's funeral, something really weird happened. An elderly man approached Laura, looked at Marcus, then back at her, and it looked like he had seen a ghost. And he asked Laura, "Are you married to him?" After she answered, the man didn't say anything, he just walked away. Again, strange, but not enough to make a conclusion. So a few months later, Marcus left for what he called an emergency lodge meeting, and he forgot his laptop. Now, Laura says she wasn't snooping at first. She was looking for recipes that they had saved, and then she found a hidden folder. Inside were hundreds of photographs. Most of them were normal, until they weren't. There were pictures of men standing in dark robes. There were pictures taken inside weird buildings only lit by candles. There were pictures of different symbols painted on floors, pictures of people wearing masks, and these were very creepy masks. The masks were animalistic, and then Laura saw one picture that made her blood run cold. This one creeped me out too. She said it was their wedding day, except she'd never seen this photo before. She was standing at the altar smiling. Behind her, hidden in the shadow, stood 12 men in black robes, watching. Laura says she closes the laptop, but that night she could not sleep. Later that same night, she started hearing noises coming from downstairs, and it sounded like footsteps. Now, Marcus wasn't home. Again, he's on a business trip. Now, Laura grabbed her flashlight, followed the sound, and it led her to the basement. And what she uncovered in the basement truly creeped me out. This story is literally so long, but I'm recording part 2 right now. So make sure you leave a comment for part 2.
Find this unsettling already?
Yeah, I'm getting
Then
tired of
brace
that.
yourself for what you're about to see next. The Appalachian Mountains are considered some of the oldest mountain ranges on Earth, older than many of the stories told about them. For generations, people have shared unsettling accounts tied to this region. Unexplained disappearances, strange noises drifting through the forest, and quiet warnings passed down among locals, like never wandering outside after dark, and never responding to voices calling from the woods. The account shown on screen belongs to a family living near gypsum coal mines deep within the Appalachian region. Their home has been in the family for decades, handed down through generations. Like many who grow up there, they were used to occasional odd activity at night. It was something they had learned to live with. But one afternoon, things escalated beyond what they could ignore.
What'd you hear?
I heard a help or something.
On the back porch.
There's one back there.
Okay, hold on.
And then it's like I heard Lila's voice say it, and then I heard Dad just say hey, and I didn't do anything about it because I don't know.
Sissy's voice?
Yes. And then I heard some whistling.
I need you to, okay, all right. I'm going to stay upstairs because Gunnar is freaked out. He's freaked out. All right. It was loud, and it was Lila.
I heard Dad's voice just say, hey.
Yeah. So there's two different voices on the back porch. I'm not opening the door.
Come on.
I am upstairs with Gunnar right now. There's nobody out there, Michael. There's nobody out there. Okay. All right, I love you too. Bye. Okay, we're going to stay up here. Get out of the window. Get out of the window. Tad, listen, if there is anybody outside, I don't see anybody outside. Taz will for 1. Shane will up for 2. Rosie will up for 3. And then if they don't stop them, Mommy has I have a 9, and that will for sure stop them. But we're going to stay up here until Daddy said he's 2 minutes away. We've got two of the dogs in here with us. Take a deep breath.
I accidentally let the rest of them up here.
I know, and it's okay. It's okay. Take deep breaths, okay?
It's a good mom.
Come here. No, you stay. Oh my God.
What? Oh my gosh.
Don't let her out.
Whoa.
I'm recording this just because I am literally shaking. Sometimes the activity gets really bad in the house. And then he said he heard Daddy's voice. To try to get him to open the door. But there's nobody out there.
Creepy. Wow.
Don't mind the big bag. Look at the dogs. They are froze. He said it wasn't Dolly, it was clear as day. He said it was Sissy. Screaming for help.
Same.
And then he said he heard Daddy up front, but Daddy just got home. Don't. Oh my gosh. Tay, Sarge, get over here, baby. Come on. My house is really dark.
It's like a mimic or skinwalker or... Wow.
Tay, just leave her alone.
Just look at him.
They're all froze.
There's something out there.
Until you've experienced that, there's no words of fear that goes through your body because there's nobody there. And you can't see what's talking to you.
Don't respond.
Come on, these damn things. These damn things are gonna give me a damn stroke. Nothing out there. There's nothing out there. We've got a camera. I tried to pull the footage and it says no video available. It always does that when something like this happens. It drives me absolutely nuts. We've tried.
Her son suddenly rushed upstairs in a panic, claiming he heard his sister screaming for help outside, followed by what sounded like his father's voice calling out as well. Soon after, whatever was outside appeared to change its behavior. Whistling could be heard, then laughter. Footsteps circled the house, almost as if something was trying to provoke a reaction. She called her husband while trying to calm her terrified son. In the background, a faint whisper can be heard saying, "Help." Seconds later, a door begins shaking violently, as though someone, or something, was attempting to force its way inside. When she turns the camera toward the dogs, another whisper can be heard, "Don't look." Throughout the recording, the dogs behave in a distressed and agitated manner, reacting as if aware of something just beyond the walls. A short while later, her husband returns home and confirms there was no one outside. No footprints, no signs of disturbance. What makes the situation even stranger, according to her, is that their property is covered by security cameras. Yet whenever incidents like this occur, and she attempts to review the footage, the system shows no recorded video. She explained that unusual events had happened before, but never with this level of intensity or aggression, especially not in the middle of the day. So what do you think was happening on their property? Was something attempting to lure them outside or trying to get in? Share your thoughts.
This is why you always lock your doors.
Please help!
A couple in the Appalachian Mountains forgot to close their garage, and then this happened.
Oh, please! Please help! Somebody! I would like a bone.
They found a secret door in a rental house that no one had mentioned before. And the moment they opened it, a disgusting rotten smell rushed out, like something had been decaying for years. They realized that it led to a dark basement, so her husband decided to go down alone, while she stayed upstairs with her sister. As he explored further, he came across a locked door with a warning sign, telling him to keep it shut. But instead of turning back, he opened it, and entered into the dungeon, where strange sculptures and statues were carved straight into the mountain. And when he stepped into one of the rooms, he filmed something truly terrifying.
Let's talk about the viral creepy video That's Not Mason, because I've seen this way too many times on my feed and way too late at night. First of all, this is the original creator of the video. If you want to see the original video and not some AI reread bullshit, That's where you can find it. So allegedly, a group of friends were exploring the sewer looking for their friend Mason, who has been missing for 2 weeks. One of the guys notices this person all curled up, and according to the person taking the video, it's Mason. However, on further inspection, we don't think it's Mason.
Mason. Dog. Mason? No, that's not Mason, man.
I don't know what kind of shit is being shown in the sewers. Whatever it did, it changed Mason forever. Now, according to some people, Mason is either in some type of shock, or Mason's been drinking way too much sewer water, or Mason's not even Mason at all and he's some form of a skinwalker. Now, allegedly, this is all a joke. It is a skit. I don't personally know how you get your eyes to look like that for content, because buddy, if you can do that on command, you got a future in this industry. But if anything, it is a creepy ass video to watch at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully Mason's okay. I probably would have left good old Mason in the sewer, because he looks happy. But what do you guys think of the creepy video that's not Mason? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yo, I genuinely believe that I might have caught a ghost on camera in my attic. I just heard voices up in the attic, and I went to go check, and then I watched the footage back, and just watch it. Well, I don't see anything up here. I swear it sounded like somebody was having a full-blown conversation up here, like a one-way conversation. Sounded like a woman. I don't know. Did you see it? It was there and then it wasn't? Oh, I'm freaked out.
See if we move. Oh!
Okay, hold on. Give me the lighter. I need to...
Light it. Okay, why did that take so long? Was it the wrong key?
No. Is there cameras in there?
Why would there be cameras?
Isn't it adorable?
Grandpa crazy. Oh, it's just a bedroom? Are you going in?
No, I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
I don't feel good. No, I don't.
This is why white people die in movies, bruh.
Nah. We have black up in this bitch.
Oh my god, I just got so lightheaded.
What is that?
Hang in there. I just got...
Corbin, don't be going through this stuff.
I just got so lightheaded. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I got lightheaded as soon as I walked in here.
Yeah.
You are not welcome here.
Oh, my head's itching. I
If
think
there's
there's
any
lice
spirits
in here.
leave. You are not welcome.
There's lice in here.
Why is Santa Claus locked up?
That's what that thing's creepy.
Why, Santa, why are you locked up? It could be an object in here.
Yeah.
Did your grandpa ever think about that? Like, it could be an object. You could just burn the whole room. What are you doing in the closet, dude?
Oh, my back's burning.
Is it really?
Bitch, my back's
burning.
I don't know.
Oh my god. No, you're kidding.
Stop.
No, get out. Get out. Get out.
You
Get out.
have
Get out.
3
Get out. Get out.
scratch marks up your back.
Stop.
No, you do.
Stop, you're giving me anxiety.
Oh my god.
You're kidding, right? You're
No.
kidding. Look.
While checking out the room, a friend of Elsa suddenly feels a burning sensation on his back. Wanting to ensure that he wasn't imagining this burning feel, he lifts up his shirt to show his friends. But to their shock, they see what looks to be scratch marks running across his lower back. Elsa's friend swears that he hadn't scratched his back. Something in this room had done this. In a short video, Elsa explains this chilling occurrence.
And so we put crystals up by the door, and it took us like 5 minutes to unlock that door. Like it wouldn't open.
I felt like someone was pushing.
Yeah, it felt like someone was pushing it back towards us. We finally got it open. We went in, and immediately I felt lightheaded. Didn't you say you didn't feel good?
I did not feel good.
Yeah, immediately I felt lightheaded, and I was like, okay. Weird, but I was just trying to like play it off, you know, like it's not real, it's not real. And then he said that his back was burning, and as a joke, I was like, oh, imagine if he had scratch marks. And then he had them, and in the video, you obviously can see there was no one near him. No one was near him. I just walked up to him. It was. You could feel the scratch marks, like they were hard scratch marks.
When I was walking back out of the room, another 3 appeared.
Yeah.
Now Elsa further adds that the house was built in the 1800s, and the key to this room had mysteriously appeared out of nowhere. It was lying about in one of the rooms, as though someone or something had placed it there for somebody to find. Curiosity got the best of them, and so they decided to try this key on the door that's been locked for years. It's unknown how Elsa's friend got those scratch marks, but if there's one thing that most viewers agree on, it's that this room should be locked up forever, as something about it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, who
As
locked it in the
always,
first place?
let me know your thoughts on this one.
This guy is a skinwalker and he runs a TikTok account. Look at him closely. At first glance, everything seems normal until he starts smiling. Watch how drastically his face changes in that moment. Can a human face really change that much? His
it was a chick.
eyes never look directly into the camera. They're always slightly off to the side. It feels like someone explained to him how humans are supposed to look, but he never fully learned how to imitate them. In some videos, he also makes strange sounds unnatural and drawn out as if two different voices are speaking at the same time. Of course, people notice this, and you can find countless comments pointing it out under his videos, and sometimes his neck twists at a horrifying angle, one that a human neck physically should not be able to turn to, and then it suddenly snaps back into place. But the creepiest part is that no one has ever seen this guy in real life. It is as if he only exists in front of the camera because of all these strange details. People in the comments under his video seriously suspect that he is a skinwalker, a creature that takes on a human form, lives among us, studies us, and imitates us.
There are these desert highways that go 60, 70 miles without you ever seeing a single person, a house, a gas station. They are so remote and isolated that they are terrifying to drive. And there are people who claim to see these entities on the side of the road. They call them the Watchers, the Night Watchers, the Night Stalkers. Some people call them Stickmen. The Native Americans call them Stick Indians. Now, there was this trucker named Lamont. Lamont was driving from California to Oklahoma, and he did not like truck stops. He did not like to stay at truck stops. And so he would always take these back roads, these scenic routes, so that he could pull off onto like a dirt road and sleep in the back of his camper at night. Well, he found himself on this one particular stretch of highway in Arizona where it was just completely open desert. And there was nothing around except cactuses and small bushes. As he's driving down this road, it is approaching twilight. The sun is starting to go down. The sky is red. And he had maybe about 40 to 50 miles to the nearest town. Well, he started to notice something off in the distance up on the highway. And he said it was over to the right, just standing there, and it looked like some kind of large cactus. As the truck got a little closer, he started to realize it had the shape of a very skinny, tall person. And it looked like a stick figure, is how he described it. He gets within about 20 to 30 feet of this thing, and he could see that this thing is like 9 feet, 10 feet tall. It is huge, but it doesn't have any shape or form, really. It is just like a giant stick person. And he's so distracted and focused on this that he accidentally crashes his truck. And the back of the truck fishtails off the road, and he finds himself turned around in the middle of this desert road. So he manages to back the truck and get it straightened out, and he pulls off to the side of the road. At this point in time, he notices whatever this figure or thing was, it was gone. He figures, I better inspect the truck and make sure that I didn't do any damage. So he gets out of the truck, and he goes around to the trailer. And as he's looking on the passenger side wheels, he hears the rattle of wind hitting these like shrubs. So he turns around, and off in the distance, there is the stick figure thing again. It is just standing there. It isn't moving, and it looked like a giant stick person. So he's like, I need to get this done and get back in my truck. So he starts inspecting the wheels again. This time when he turns around, it is now closer to him. And as he moves a little further and he turns around again, it is now even closer. And by the time he gets to the passenger side door, this thing is right up on him. And he can see this thing is 9 foot tall. So he jumps in the truck, he starts it up, and he starts driving off. As he's driving down the highway, he gets maybe a mile away from where he sees this thing. And he sees it again on the side of the road. And then a couple miles later, he sees it again. And this thing just kept disappearing and reappearing on the same spot on the right side of the highway. And all the way until he reached this town, which was 40 miles away, this thing continued to follow him. Finally, he gets into this small little town, which is on a reservation, and he pulls into the small gas station. He gets out of his truck and he goes in and he grabs a coffee. And the Native American man who is behind the counter says, you know, like, you look stressed, like, is everything okay? He goes, you're not going to believe me, but, you know, I just had this experience with something that looked like a stick figure. And the Native American man said, oh, yeah, I know. He said, my people, we talk about this all the time, but it's called, you know, a stick Indian. And, you know, we believed that in older times, our ancestors, they would ride horses and they would see these things out in the desert. And sometimes they would chase them. Sometimes they were just protectors or watching over the land. And so he said after that, even though he did not like rest stops or truck stops, he chose to only stay at truck stops and stay on the interstate.
This girl's going viral for something no one can explain because she claims this is her first time ever being inside a human body. And at first people thought she was joking, but the more they watched, the more disturbing it became. The way she stares, the way she smiles, even her eyes feel completely unnatural. She says she feels like she doesn't belong on this planet, and while some think she's only doing it for attention, others are convinced there's something seriously wrong with her and that she might not be human at all.
Some people believe the ocean rejects certain people, like it doesn't want them there, and this story feels straight out of a nightmare. No one knows exactly where it happened. Some say it was a beach in southern Brazil. Others claim it was near Rio de Janeiro. But everyone agrees on one thing. The moment that woman stepped into the water, something changed. Out of nowhere, the waves became violently strong. Way too strong for the conditions that day. Every time she tried to swim back to shore, another wave slammed into her and dragged her farther out. She could barely stay upright. At one point, she was seconds away from drowning. The lifeguards rushed in to save her, but the closer they got, the worse the ocean became. The water turned aggressive. Unpredictable. One lifeguard was even forced to retreat after a massive wave suddenly exploded in front of him. After a brutal struggle, they finally managed to pull her out. And then something terrifying happened. The second her feet touched the sand, the ocean went completely calm. No strong waves, no chaos, nothing. Like the sea had only wanted her.
A new creepy challenge has gone viral on TikTok, and people are calling it one of the weirdest things they've ever experienced. All it takes is a regular clothes hanger and a few seconds of your time. Sounds harmless, right? That's exactly what makes it so unsettling. The moment someone places the hanger on their head in a certain position, something strange begins to happen. Their head slowly starts turning on its own, and no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to stop it. At first, most people laugh because they think it's a joke or some kind of trick. But then they realize they're actually fighting against their own body.
Weird.
The creepy part is that you're fully aware of what's happening. You can tell yourself not to move, you can try to keep your head straight, but somehow it keeps turning anyway. Some people describe the feeling as if an invisible force is pulling them, while others say it feels like they've completely lost control for a few seconds. The truth is even stranger. It's not the hanger controlling you at all. When the hanger presses against certain nerves near your temples, it triggers a reaction in your nervous system that causes your head to rotate automatically. Your brain is essentially making the decision before you're even aware of it. That's why most people can't resist it, even when they know exactly what's causing it. It's a bizarre reminder that your body can sometimes act on its own. I already know a lot of you are going to try this after watching. If you do, tell me in the comments, did your head start turning by itself?
This is why you should always lock your doors.
Get out of my apartment. Please go.
She was dancing alone in her apartment when a man suddenly snuck inside and asked her something unsettling.
Please get out of my apartment. Please go.
Scared for her life, she picked up her phone and ran. But after rewatching the video, she noticed something even more chilling. The door had opened by itself.
This vlogger decided to cosplay as a tribesman, hoping it would help him blend in with the group of cannibals who had been tracking him through the jungle. As the group moved past him, not a single one glanced his way, and he began to believe he had outsmarted them. Trying to maintain the act, he quietly followed them all the way to the riverbank. And that's when things took an unsettling turn. The moment he stepped into the shallow water with them, the entire group began chanting, telling him to cleanse his face, but he knew refusing would expose him immediately. So he played along, splashing water on his face, but with each wipe, more of his disguise came off, and his real identity was revealed. The cannibals charged at the vlogger as he tried to run away, and that's when the footage abruptly cuts out, and he hasn't uploaded since.
This is a screenshot from a video that stumped an entire town. Even the police didn't know what to think of the McGrady tapes. It all started with a single VHS tape found at a local Blockbuster. The tape had no art, no case, it just said the word watch written on it in Sharpie. Employees swore that it didn't exist, and then one day it just showed up. When people rented it, weird stuff happened. The tape would return itself overnight. Customers claimed that they still had it at home, but then there it was, sitting in the Blockbuster drop box, perfectly rewound and perfectly waiting. And it gets worse. The people who watched it reported having the same dreams. Rotting forests, TV static, faces behind glass. Almost like the tape wasn't just showing you something, but rather pulling you into it. Some even disappeared. They were officially labeled as missing persons. But the locals of McGrady, North Carolina swear that every single one of them had the tape last. The McGrady Blockbuster shut down in 2001. But when the demolition crew started to open up the abandoned Dropbox, they noticed one thing still left inside. And you guessed it, that thing is the tape. It said watch on it. It was still in perfect condition. After the store was officially torn down, no one ever heard about it again. But here's one thing about stories like this. It's not about whether it's real. It's about the patterns that we can't help but notice. 3 missing customers, 3 dreams, and 3 appearances of the tape. What are the odds? And in horror, just like in filmmaking, everything happens in threes.
Hey, Apple! What?
What the heck is happening? Alright, so it's just showing pictures which the listeners cannot see. Come on, man. Oh. Well, let's get out of here and find some else.
Was the Men in Black harassing this man for recording a viral video on his Instagram stories? This guy does like nature videos on his ranch, and like normal he was recording his content till he heard some weird noises, which eventually led to a UFO. Let's watch.
Lord Jesus, guys, are you listening? Guys, I'm going to get something inside, right? To protect myself, the animals are loose. Guys, it's not a growl, it's like, you know, like a person choking, like, it's like that. Like a breathing, I can't explain, guys. Did you hear it there in the audio there? I'm not going down there, right? I'm not crazy, but it was like, you know, like a person choking. Oh, guys, Jesus, things happen here at home. I tell you, guys, I'm going to lock up the animals. God forbid, I'm going to lock everyone up now. My God, what is this?
I'm trying to hear it.
Folks, I'm going to the city. It's not any of my animals, guys. Did you hear that? Guys, I'm freaking out. You saw it's like as if someone is choking, but it's right here beside me. Like a rope snapping. You know, like when there's a rope being pulled. But guys, it's really loud. Now it's right here next to me. My God, I'm so scared, and the animals are really calm. Like, it's not scaring them. Guys, it's not possible. You must have heard it in the other stories. Guys, I swear to God, I just recorded something really crazy here now, okay? Guys, I just called my mom, seriously. Guys, no, guys, come on, guys. Guys.
Hey y'all, I think I see an alien or something.
We got us another Nighthawk.
Like, I want to walk up on it, but the way it's moving, I never seen nothing like this ever in my life.
It's pretty cool looking.
I don't know what this is, y'all. I think this is an alien.
Don't look away.
A UFO or something, y'all. Have y'all ever seen something like this before? What is this, y'all? This not AI. It's not a y'all. It's my hand. It's not a y'all. What is that?
These profile names be killing me, but hygiene, thank you.
I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I don't know what that is.
We gonna talk about it, bro.
What the fuck is that? Y'all see that?
Oh yeah, I see it. What I see, if you saw, you might not still be recording.
Y'all see that moving? Can y'all tell me what that is? Come on, man. It's not AI, man. It's not AI, y'all. I don't know what this is. It's not AI. It looks like a bird or something, y'all, but I don't want to get too close.
Keeps changing shape and moving.
Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was a trash bag or balloon or something. I'm gonna break this down. This whole scene here, this entire shadow is an object. I initially thought that these were lens flares, these lights, but I'm gonna show you that the object is cloaked and these quote lights are attached to them, and you can see the movement of them both together. And let's just get on into it. The object has eyes, two lights. You can see them move, okay? It's attached. This entire object has a heat signature. It's cloaked again, as you can see. We can see the bright light, but as you slow the video down very slowly and move it, you can see this object. And let's explain deeper. This one object is made of multiple objects, okay? This is the original there. Now back to the enhance. I'm gonna just show you movement here. You can see the movement back and forth here when I slow the video down very slowly here. And I'm just gonna go and tell you, this large object is made up of multiple objects. I'm just telling you what we see here. And you can make your own conclusion. As I zoom in closer, you'll see that these objects, these two dots, they appear here all throughout the scene, but there's so many of them. There are multiple of them, and they are moving in unison with one another, okay? As I show you here, I'm gonna try and show you back and forth movement. If you look at the scene as a whole here, you can see this entire object moving together as one object, okay? Now let's, after doing that, you can see the movement here. If you're training your eye to see something that is hidden but in slow motion can be revealed. That's the original. We'll zoom in on this here a little bit closer so you can maybe get a gist of what I'm actually showing or trying to show here. Now, once again, there's the object that we see originally that can be seen with the naked eye, the original. But if we enhance this video, slow it down, and take a look at what we see here in the scene, we'll see that there's a whole lot going on here in this video. There are objects here that are also flying around the scene, but once again, in slow motion, you can pick them up.
Oh, wow.
Now let's look back at this object with new eyes. That's the original and this is the enhanced. And when we zoom in on this object and look at it once again, we see that there is more here that meets the eye. There's definitely something here that is attached to the main object, and it's doing, you tell me. Now let's take a look at the movement of these hundreds of eyes. Now these two, we'll capture them because they show a little bit more than the other. You see the movement here. As it moves, if you pay attention and look at it, you can see it move from up, it goes up, down. That's a movement there. Up, down. These objects are hundreds of them here. You don't see them, but they are there, clearly here on the screen. what they're doing, why they're here, you tell me.
Something's going down in Brazil. Listen, just Brazil. Just the whole fucking country of Brazil. Every carpet fiber of Brazil. Galactic war pounding on. This is bigger than last year, I swear, but I'm going to start with something different. Hold on. I wrote this shit down. A Brazilian psychic named Vo Bahiana stated that she had a vision of a massive spaceship descending on a packed stadium in Miami during a Brazil World Cup match on 6/24/26. This massive mothership lands in the stadium and begins grabbing players and over 700 fans from the stands and pulling them aboard into their ship. Vo says she doesn't know exactly what happens once these humans are pulled onto the ship, just that it's going to be an experience. The entities also tell her that she needs to help with saving humanity. Now, usually I'll tell you to take the shit that psychics say with a big mountain full of salt, but in this case, with everything going on in Brazil right now, her being a Brazilian psychic and it being the Brazilian soccer team in Miami. Miami? Does anybody remember something happening in Miami? Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Mark it on your calendars, June 24th, 2026. And if you haven't noticed, she's right. That is where the FIFA World Cup is going to be hosted at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami on June 24th, 2026. So I guess that's coming. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Just for the people who are constantly saying this shit only happens in America, this whole shit is happening in Brazil right now, this whole week. Charger plugged in. Now, May 31st, Make Lau, who is a rural farmer in Brazil in a place called Campo Largo in Paraná, Brazil. Now, he was on his farm when he heard growling and something that sounded like rope tightening.
I saw a couple minutes ago.
Later on that night, he spots what he says to be a massive object, spaceship, which is hovering over the same area where he heard this noise. Disc, lights flashing, multicolored lights. Watch.
Wow.
Now, after Make posted that video, he blew up and got millions and millions of followers. Shortly after that, a debunker comes on and says that he lives in that area, and he said that the lights were coming from a nearby camp called Camp Shakara. But debunker named Luciano said absolutely not, and he went to the camp directly himself, spoke to the owners on camera, who confirmed that the lights were behind the camp, not at the camp. Not just that, a debunker came on and said that he had advanced and enhanced every frame of Mac's video and proves without a doubt that the object is in fact hovering in the sky.
Wow.
And at certain points, it looks to be like it transforms into 4 to 5 smaller ships. Tell me more, my nipple. We've seen this before. We've seen it before where we've seen lights all scattered and then they all conglomerate together to become Optimus fucking Prime. We've seen it. Believe it. So this guy, Viniox, who's the debunker, even has drawn out these diagrams to prove this to be true. He's even enhanced some of this shit. Not just that. Of course there's more. Not just that. The same week from the same area in Campo Largo, which is in Paraná, Brazil, numerous other people, not just Mac Lau, numerous other people have also caught this shit on camera. I will put a conglomeration of a couple of clips.
Não. O tamanho da bicha comparado com o rio. Ó, o rio, o tamanho da ponta e o tamanho do negócio.
I wonder if it's like having mechanical issues.
Absolutely fucking stunning. Every single video, absolutely fucking stunning. Now, not just this date of May 31st, but also yesterday, a woman who's about 1,000 miles away from Make's farm also seen a similar craft. In Sao Paulo, Brazil, this was captured.
NASA accidentally captured a UFO as they were live streaming from the ISS for all the world to see. Now, this has to be the first UFO that we've seen in outer space. This video has just come out, and I don't even think NASA noticed it when it was happening. But people that were watching the stream captured this video of a UFO. So we had to zoom in to be able to see it, but as you can see, there's this little dot that's moving across the screen. Now, people will tell you it's probably just a satellite, but just watch the way that it moves. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So this is just a few seconds later, and as you can see, the UFO is going to start moving up and then over. And I don't think a satellite would necessarily do that. Here's a sped up version so that you can see its path and how it moves, because it's definitely not natural movement. And here's a zoomed in shot of what we're looking at. This is what we were just seeing move across the screen. Brother, that is not a satellite. So could this possibly be our first actual, for real UFO sighting? Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
What the fuck? Look closely at this. Google Earth just confirmed something that shouldn't even exist on our planet. We're zooming all the way out from space, only to drop straight down into the dense, isolated jungles of Brazil. This is a completely wild mountain area, miles away from civilization, where no roads exist and no human has ever stepped. As I was tracking the satellite over this impenetrable canopy, I spotted an incredible anomaly. Look closely. This is not a rock, and it's definitely not trees. You can clearly see a metallic triangular structure, and right next to it, a perfect circular disc with a strange geometric pattern. It looks exactly like a crashed craft or some unknown technology reflecting the sun in the middle of nowhere. Official maps show absolutely nothing here. Is it a downed UFO or a top-secret military experiment hidden from the world?
Is it two?
I left the exact secret coordinates in the first pinned comment so you can explore it yourself.
There was audio to this, but yeah, these are some pictures that I shared not too long ago. I really want to check out the Book of Enoch. Yeah, showing the old pictures and engravings and stuff like that of aliens and alien craft. It's so spooky. It's like people would that they saw would see. Rock art. Yeah, this is crazy.
There's been a mass UFO sighting over Brazil. It happened the other night on May 31st in the evening. I've already posted one video with the initial round of footage, but guys, there's more footage that has since come out. I'm going to show you that right here starting now. All right, and just like the last video, fair warning, my Portuguese is not up to date, so please bear with me on some of these pronunciations. But this first clip I'm showing you, it's a long one, but it's a good one, guys. It's footage of a man using his cell phone to record his computer of a live stream of a beach camera in the state of Paraná in Brazil the night of this incident. You notice a timestamp, it says 5:31, the same day the rest of these videos were all shot. And what it appears to be showing, at least to me it does, is a series of objects entering and exiting the ocean. Orbs, you know, classic unidentified flying object, unidentified submerged object activity. And you can see it enters the water right about here and disappears. The next clip I'm about to show is a little hard to make out, but it's from the same state of Paraná from that night, May 31st, and it's someone recording that glowing object over someone's house from a residential security camera. This object is from the original guy, Mayak Leo. It's a picture he uploaded, and this is a supposed picture of an object that was found in the area where the initial UFO was sighted in the jungle. So I, of course, cannot personally verify the authenticity of any of this footage, any of these clips, any of these first-hand accounts, but guys, with the quantity of footage coming out and the amount of people claiming to have seen this thing, something definitely happened over the skies of Brazil the other night. And it seems like something still might be going on. South America has always been a big hotspot for UFO activity, so this is just another in the long line of sightings, and honestly, in the long line of mass UFO incidents over that part of the world. Like always, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and thanks for stopping by.
72 hours. Something big is happening, and you need to hear this. Dr. Stephen Greer just launched a brand new podcast today on January 15th, and trust me, the timing is no coincidence. He revealed that within the next 72 hours, or so, we're about to see a massive wave of UFO and UAP disclosures. Think about it. Why the urgency? Why now? What's about to drop in the next 3 days that could change the way we see the world? If you're as curious as I am, or even just as skeptical, this is our moment to tune in. Let's stay informed, let's be prepared, and let's figure this out together. Here's just a taste of what he said on his podcast. Check it out.
Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Stephen Greer, and this is the first episode of our podcast, the Dr. Stephen Greer podcast. And the reason we're starting this podcast now, rather emergently here today, is because we have a group of people who are in the process in the next 72 hours or so who will be coming forward with a great deal of information and evidence related to the UFO and NHI or extraterrestrial issue. And I think the public is going to need to have a source of a perspective and context and analysis to go to.
So hit the pause on everything else. Go check out Greer's new podcast, January 15th, and buckle up, because I think the next 72 hours could make history or not. So let's find out together.
I'm going to video it.
That's cool.
It looks like a Ferris wheel.
I know, it's fireworks.
That's crazy.
Is it fireworks?
Yeah.
It has to be, because it keeps disappearing. Yeah, oh my God, that's cool.
How much water you live out?
That's cool though. Like, goodness. Okay, I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Dollywood, I think.
I don't think Dolly was that far away from here, Tony.
Dollywood's here.
Yeah, it's not that far away. That's creepy looking.
It is.
Yeah.
That's from Pulaski.
Tony, I'm videoing this. Hush.
Tonight, people playing the Pulaski tourists play tonight.
Okay, Tony.
It's all coming from an orb.
I thought I was really losing my mind.
I've never seen it like that.
Never. Why is it blurry? Tony, what? I'm trying to video.
3 orbs.
Now it looks like
4.
aliens.
Yeah, because it is.
You see anything?
No, not at the moment. I really thought I was losing it. Is it over?
Be out there.
I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah, that's badass.
We are in possession of these crafts. What are we doing with them?
Yeah, Jesse, thanks for having me. I did testify in 2024 in November for the record and under oath that our government is in possession of material, exotic material that is not ours and possibly originates from somewhere else. And then I was also followed by other folks as well in later testimony who have discussed non-biological remains that were biological remains, non-human biological remains that were retrieved from some of these crashes.
So when you, I guess, were speaking to these people that talked about non-human biological remains, what did they describe?
Well, Jesse, to be honest with you, when I was at the Pentagon and I was part of the Pentagon's UFO investigation team called ATIP, I was more of a nuts and bolts guy. We did have experts, scientists, and medical doctors that were looking into the biologic aspects. And by the way, this goes way back, way before my time even. We're talking literally the late 1940s. And if you look at this latest document drop and video drop that this administration has authorized for release, there is an absolute treasure trove of information contained in this second tranche of information.
Well, what do you think? What stands out to you?
Oh my gosh, Jesse, how much time do you have? I mean, we could be here all day. The reality is that this is a topic that our government has been taking very seriously for a very long time, would go to extreme lengths to try to cover it up. And this administration means business. This administration is the first administration in my memory that's actually delivering on a promise to be more transparent and open with the American public about this topic. Look, this document, this last document tranche that was released, you had documents going back to to the late 1940s, demonstrating very clearly that the UAP, or what was known in the vernacular, the UFO phenomenon, is very real, and it is certainly a national security issue. These things have been encountered over controlled U.S. airspace, and frankly can outmaneuver anything that we had and still have in our inventory.
Quick recap. Antarctica used to be tropical. It had vast stone cities and pyramids. Elongated skull beings guarded the entrance to inner Earth. They were trapping ascended beings for nefarious reasons. Our ascended
So, if you do a channel through AI, this one's cool because it's like a lizard person or whatever. Cartoon form, but pretty cool. Yeah, somebody said, would love to know how you made this video.
ancestors intervened and opened a can of Mr. Freeze on their schmasses. What up, Earthlings? Glorfin here from the 3i Atlas crew, and this is part dose to Antarctica. So what's up with those elongated skull dudes? Well, it turns out these were the same beings that migrated over from Mars before it was destroyed, and they controlled Earth for quite some time, which makes sense why they are taller and their heads are a bit stretched out, because the gravity on Mars is much less than Earth's gravity. So they evolved to be a bit more gangly than Earth humans. And they ruled the entire planet, building many of the pyramids around the world. They placed them along the ley lines of the planet to change the Earth's frequency to be more compatible for them, along with many other uses. These beings are the same ones that today's so-called elite think they are descendants from, which is why they look down on you normal humans. This can be seen in the pharaohs of Egypt, skulls found all around the world, and even some royal rulers are depicted with misshapen heads. Why do you think they always wanted to keep it in the family, if you know what I mean? Descendants from gods or whatnot. Load of rubbish, if you ask me. But anyways, back in ancient Antarctica, they had all kinds of advanced technology, weapons, and flying machines, including the ability to trap an energetic being inside a third density mechanism, like that black cube I mentioned in part 1, with the all-seeing eye. Kind of like Sauron from The Lord of the Rings. This would be considered the dark AI entity that wants to infect all technology and take over the world. You know, like Ultron in that one Avengers movie. With this trapped being, they had some diabolical plans for the planet. They wanted to create a slave planet fully under their control, where humans had no free will to dictate their lives. Sounds familiar. They wanted to cut humans off from the source of the universe so they would live in darkness of the 3D world. They would have not been able to think there was anything beyond them, thus making them easier to control and enslave. Earth was shifting into the period of lower vibrations anyway, where it would be closer to the more darker ascended realms, and separated from the light. So the Angels of Light, being warriors of balance and harmony, wanted the Earth humans to have a fighting chance during the Ages of Darkness. They had to step in and thwarted their plans by causing the planetary shift in Earth's magnetic poles. This pole shift changed the location of the north and south magnetic centers, which made the Earth rotate suddenly, causing a massive tidal wave that engulfed many parts of the planet. Antarctica was shifted from a tropical climate to a frigid one instantly, and flash froze everything in place. Even stone blocks were frozen in midair. Alrighty, more coming up in part 3, like German secret bases and inner Earth, so stay attuned to our vibration, and until then, peace and love.
As we speak, there might be something that is not human floating in our atmosphere, in the orbit of Earth, that could be monitoring us, watching us, and listening to everything that we do. This is called the Black Knot Satellite, and when I tell people I want to make small talk, it's these kind of things I want to talk about. So settle in, take your edible, and let's get right down to it. So first off, the Black Knot Satellite is not just a myth or a conspiracy. We can actually see it in our orbit, and there's tons of photos of it. Now, what the photos are picturing is what is up for debate. Some people, the most people that want to theorize about this, say that it is a satellite. Some scientists and NASA experts are going to say that it's space debris. It's some kind of thermal blanket. It's whatever. Other experts have looked at what's supposed to be a thermal blanket and said that if it is a thermal blanket, it is literally 100-foot long. It is a massive structure.
It's a really big one. Why are you looking around?
A lot of times I like to joke in these videos, but y'all heard that, right? We're going to move slightly down the trail before we continue this story. So, Nikola Tesla actually first observed this weird phenomenon of some kind of satellite radio wave or something right above us, this mosquito. So help me, Lord. Please let me make it through this video. Nikola Tesla observed in 1899, when he was first experimenting with different radio waves, that there seemed to be an intelligent radio signal being sent back to him when he would send up radio waves into the atmosphere. Now, he was just actually starting this off as a radio test on different, radio waves and different, things like that, how it could be used. He was not expecting to get any kind of response back, but he did. Now, scientists will actually tell you that this is something called natural space radio waves. You can look that up if you want, and technically it's a real thing. Scientists would like us to believe that radio waves just come from space naturally. You don't find that suspicious? That we can just, we created a very unique machine that reads radio waves, and those things just already existed? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I thought we made radio waves, but apparently things in space give off radio waves. But here's the thing. They can't say for certain what gives off the radio waves. They say that there's like pulsars. They say it could be black holes. They say it could be dying stars, like way off in the distance. Damn! But the truth is, we just don't know. I hate summertime. Bring me back fall and winter where all these bugs will die. Fast forward to 1928. A Norwegian radio operator is also getting what's called echo radio signals back. So whatever radio signals he was sending out were getting bounced back to him in pretty much the same way. It'd be kind of like if you go hello and you hear the echo of hello back. He was hearing his radio signals back, but it had never happened before. So why did it start happening now? He started playing around with this, and he found out that it doesn't always happen. He can do it under the same atmospheric conditions, but it doesn't always happen. And we didn't know about satellites at the time, but it would make sense now if it was only working when the Black Knight satellite was actually over his exact spot and it was bouncing the radio wave back down to him.
Yeah, that makes
Now,
sense.
the Black Knight satellite doesn't get mentioned for the first time until quite a bit later, because we did not know what the term satellite had not truly been coined in the way we know it today, because it hadn't happened yet. Now, here is where it takes a turn into the supernatural and the paranormal when it comes to UFOs. 1954, a military operative actually reports that there are two satellites orbiting Earth. Now, that's important because you heard the date, 1954. The first satellite was not successfully launched until 1957 that we know of, and that was the Sputnik 1, the Russian satellite. So 3 years prior to there being any satellites of our own, and when I say of our own, I mean humankind, in the atmosphere, we can detect two of them on a radar system.
What?
Why? Now, years later, this military file was actually redacted, and they made this big conspiracy up about that guy was somebody that was trying to sell books about UFOs, because UFOs were kind of a craze at this time, because this was not too long after the whole Roswell situation. So that's their way to explain it away again. There's always like some kind of like coin, like explanation. I ain't gonna have no blood left by the time this video's over. There's always like some kind of phrase they come out with or some kind of explanation that's just so weird and one off and niche every time there's one of these instances involved, right? It is so frustrating to deal with the government and their files, and things will get sealed for 50 and 60 years. And we see that the prime example right here. Somebody from within their system in the military reported this. It gets dismissed only years later after it caught fire. It wasn't dismissed at first. It was only dismissed years later because we didn't even know if a satellite was truly possible yet, because we didn't prove the theory until 3 years later. But that's what they were describing. Hey, there's something in the atmosphere. It's orbiting. It comes back around every so many, weeks, days, whatever, however months, however long it takes for it to orbit. And then we just dismiss it. Some UFO researchers always say that our technology actually comes from aliens. And a lot of people theorize that this technology, satellite technology, also comes from aliens, because like I said, 1954, we see two satellites orbiting our Earth, and then 3 years later, we come out with satellites of our own. It's almost like we saw the technology. Maybe we somehow harvested one, shot one down. I don't know how that would have even been possible, but I'm just saying, look at the weirdness with Roswell, and then immediately after the famous Roswell crash, we came out with advanced aircraft that were light years ahead of the aircrafts that we already had. And a lot of people say that we reverse engineered the spaceship that crashed. Somehow this satellite, did it accidentally crash? Did it come to Earth and we reverse engineered it and we, came up with the satellite theory? Because it's strange that just 3 years apart, we saw something that we didn't know how to explain, and then all of a sudden, boom, we have them of our own. Now, some people have theories about this that is not alien, that it's actually humankind. So we've done videos before about how I think that our civilization has possibly reset multiple times. Like, I think we have been this far advanced multiple times. And there was a great flood like we hear about in the Bible. There was a mud flood like we hear about in Tartaria. There was a meteorite like we've heard about with dinosaurs. There was some kind of gigantic volcano eruption. Something happened that blasted us back into the Stone Age, maybe for thousands of years. And we're just now getting back to a point that we're advanced. And we might be advanced in different ways than we were previously. Like before, we might have figured out how to do geothermal energy for everything because our atmospheres would be different in each one of these resets. So, you know, solar energy might be a thing that they couldn't harvest back then because the atmosphere was actually too thick. You know, there's all kinds of, and if you guys want to go down that rabbit hole with UV rays and how our atmosphere is different, that might be why we hear about in the Bible people living 700 years, is because back then we know that UV rays do kill us all at some point eventually. That's like the true reason why we die is UV light rays. It's not a topic for today. All right. Where was I even at? So they think that this might have actually been a relic from a previous civilization that had gotten as advanced as we are now, and that we are just recovering technology. If you also want to go down another crazy rabbit hole, it's that we did not create the internet, but we rediscovered the internet. And the reason why computing power is increasing so fast day by day by day is we're just now really figuring out how to use it. And AI and all this other stuff is nothing that we created. That is stuff that we were discovering, and we had to figure out how to make computers that could access it the way we do today. There's a reason why the military had the internet way before we did. Now, there are some darker thoughts about what the Black Knight satellite is. Some people say it is, you know, the watcher in the sky. It's the dark watcher, if you will. And they're essentially just waiting for humans. You know, it's some faraway civilization is just waiting for humans to be smart enough or intelligent enough to either bring us into their space coalition or to destroy us. You know, if we go down the violent road, which it seems like we're on right now, they might blast us back into the Stone Age again, let us reset, see if we figure it out better the next time. Or if we take a path of enlightenment and peace, which is probably never going to happen with the timeline we're on now, that they'll actually accept us in and they'll teach us more technologies and they'll bring us into some kind of like galactic trade system, almost like, if you will, with Star Wars and Star Trek and all this other crazy stuff. We might be just a uncivilized, primitive planet, just like how when we put up cameras in the woods, like game cameras and, you know, hidden cameras to watch animals and to observe animals, this might be their way of just observing us. That's one of the other theories. The last theory is that it is a alien probe of some kind, and it's pretty much their way to communicate with the aliens that are already here living amongst us on our planet, or that are hidden amongst us. There's different theories on that as well, whether they look like us and act like us because maybe they are us, or that they're hidden amongst secret bases and stuff, and that's why sometimes you see UFOs, but that's like pretty much like a telephone system for them to reach the ones that are already here. There's a ton of theories on it. Would love to hear what you guys think about this. I mean, this is a wild theory, I know. The Black Knight satellite is a wild rabbit hole to go down to. And when I say Black Knight, if you want to look it up on your own, it's spelled with a K.
And why haven't we, or have we, gone up in the atmosphere at this point and checked it out close up? But if we did, I guess, you know, there's lots of things that keep from us, and probably wouldn't know about that either.
Like a medieval night, not like it's nighttime outside. If you guys love this stuff, you'll love our other stories that we do. It's called Matt from Nomads on Spotify and Apple Podcast, and on YouTube it is called Nomads Animal Reserve. Seems like the coyotes are howling. It's time for me to go in. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching this. The link for that podcast stuff is going to be in our comments. Have a wonderful night and keep your mind open.
This newly released UAP file caught my attention for a very specific reason. Not so much because of what it shows in the footage, but because of the fact that it's included in this release at all. So, buried in the new DOW release that dropped yesterday, there is a file that's labeled DOW UAP PR071. And it references, the title reference in it is an F-16 shooting down a UAP over Lake Huron in February of 2023. Sound familiar? It should, because if you recall, that was during that whole strange wave of aerial object incidents that happened right after that Chinese spy balloon story.
Yes.
Alaska, Yukon, Lake Huron. And then things kind of went quiet.
Yep.
Now, here's what I find very interesting. Arrow includes this file in an official UAP-related release, but describes the footage as likely being from an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform. Likely? that wording really stood out to me, because if this is genuinely tied to the Lake Huron shoot down, this wasn't just some sort of random civilian sighting. I mean, this was a military engagement over U.S. airspace. Things got shot down. Now, to be fair, the release also says that some of these materials in this lack a verified chain of custody. That could explain the cautious wording here, but that creates a whole different question, because if this was already resolved as something mundane, why would you include it in a UAP release at all? This is just odd. And I think it does deserve a deeper breakdown, because those 2023 shoot downs, they deserve a
They really do.
Thank you guys. Look. Wow, guys. Oh my goodness. This was actually visible with my naked eye. Oh, thank you guys so much. Wow, guys. I just want to see. Let's see if we can get a better view of where it's at. It's actually fading out a little bit more now. Actually, I can't see it now with my naked eye. Star or planet being in that location.
That's when you want to pull up your star map. She's probably familiar with photos. That would be impossible, but yes, I've been seeing things like this recently. I'm like, wait a minute.
Looks like it may be inching towards that. This is a helicopter. Yes, I believe that's a helicopter, guys. We'll definitely scoping the situation.
I lightened this footage of a huge UFO I caught last month. Hamilton, New Jersey. 9 p.m. Yeah, it's super huge. That's insane.
A lot of the people that have talked about interacting with these egg-shaped craft that we have in our possession, I want to see the craft. We've heard people that have claimed that they've gone into it and they've lost time. I want to go into the craft. I want to see for myself. Again, I'm from Missouri. You're going to have to show me. And so that's until I get to that point, everything is going to be blurry videos.
It's a movie, and it is, you know, the characters. I wrote the story. The characters and the events in the film are fictitious, of course, but even more than Close Encounters in terms of my own belief system, the credibility and what the movie is about, which is, isn't it about time that we are told what's been happening for the last 80, 90 years in our oceans and in our skies. The movie is built on a foundation of truth, in my humble opinion.
Some of it is your imagination, David Koepp, the screenwriter's imagination. But a lot of what happens in the movie to the characters we're following mirrors the stories that have been pretty consistently told for the last 8 decades.
The thing about conspiracy theories and urban legends, you know, the Loch Ness Monster, you know, Bigfoot, UFOs, all kinds of things that, as
usually
one of the characters in Close Encounters says, we would like to believe in. All that is kind of wiped away by the consistency of descriptions and eyewitness observations about what has happened to people, or what they've observed happening, or what has happened to their lives and how it's turned some people's lives upside down. The consistency since Roswell, since the Roswell crash in 1947, has for me, there's nothing about it. I mean, there's pockets that, of course, are conspiracy theories, but the actual idea that we have been under observation and being interacted with is something that I have kind of always hung on to as a core truth, and inspired movies like Close Encounters, like E.T., even in a farcical way, in a comedic way, like the Men in Black series of films that I co-produced, and then leading up to, as I call it, my science fiction summation movie, which is Disclosure Day.
So then, if this is your science fiction summation movie, then that clever tagline of Close Encounters, the "We are not alone," and the use of the language "You are not alone" here is quite deliberate and seemingly meaningful.
Yeah, well, it's meaningful for me, certainly, and it's also meaningful for a lot of people who really believe that we have been in communication, but just not been told, with, basically, off-planet civilizations. I think about this. When the great unknown is actually known by some, but not known by all of us, it's that inequity that got me to write the story for Disclosure Day.
I think being even almost sympathetic, certainly understanding to why there is this feeling that we have to keep those who have the known information. There's some sympathy for why they have to keep it.
Well, the movie takes both positions. The movie takes the position of the believers or the curious, the ones that have been certainly deeply affected by this. The Emily Blunt character, she plays Margaret Fairchild. Something has happened to her. She has no idea what it is. She's just like all of us. But strange things are starting to happen to her, and she has to try to understand why this has upended her life. And almost in a second, her entire life goes from normal to supernormal. Or just say it goes from normal to, kind of incredible, just in a matter of a glance between a cardinal and herself. And then everything changes from that moment on, and she needs to know why. And then, of course, there's a faction in the film that represents a pretty good position of why, possibly because of ontological shock, social dislocation, if this truth were just known overnight, if the government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947, that would mess up a lot of people.
Get ready. We're about to see some never-before-seen footage of a UFO crash retrieval. A new whistleblower has stepped into the spotlight, and this time the story is hard to comprehend. Air Force veteran Jake Barber has come forward revealing that he was directly involved in classified missions to retrieve UFOs, or non-human intelligence crafts. Barber's claims are not just extraordinary, but they're supported by other military veterans that were connected to his program. According to Barber, the object was white and egg-shaped, and the reaction by his team was that they all knew they were dealing with something extraordinary. Tomorrow, January 18th, Ross Coulthard sits down with Barber. This is shaping up to be quite an incredible story. If all this UFO, UAP-related chatter about bombshell witnesses and incredible evidence coming out is true, this is definitely shaping up to be one hell of a year. Let's hope this interview is everything we're wanting it to be. Stay tuned.
And then just visually looking at the object on the ground, you could tell that it was extraordinary and anomalous. It was not human.
They're reporting in Congress sworn testimony that they got crashed alien bodies in the back shed.
It's aliens, and I want to talk to you about that because for the longest time we have this of what has been drawn or what has been presented to us of what an alien is and what it looks like. Right. And so you're here to explain, offer us a better explanation of what actually aliens are, if they exist, and are we going to meet them or have we already met them?
Now, UFO enthusiasts were eager to gather as much of this information as they could. And even UFO enthusiasts recognize that most sightings of UFOs have a natural explanation. So I'm going to know whether the weather's coming and going, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like. And I've never seen anything I couldn't explain. And so only in the last maybe 8 years or so, let me put the marker where the New York Times reported on that fuzzy tic tac that the naval officer, the Navy pilots found. Right. And you hear them commenting, "Oh my gosh, what is that? We're tracking it." Right. Okay. And you feel their excitement. Right. And it's a little bit, I don't want to call it fear, but they don't know, right? They're in a state of unknown. So from then onward, more sort of official sounding people have come forward. Yes. In the last 3 years, we have whistleblowers, insiders, ex-military, ex-intelligence agencies, and they're reporting in Congress sworn testimony that they got crashed alien bodies in the back shed, that they've got crashed saucer hardware in the back, that they've got reverse engineered science and technology from the alien. They're testifying to this. And so I said, all right, it's time for me to step in. Okay.
Oh boy, here we go. There's another UFO sighting in Brazil. This time is from a female in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. I don't know what's happening in Brazil right now with all of these UFO sightings, but we're going to check this video out, and we're going to do it from the bedroom.
Nice. Yeah, this looks similar to the other guy.
So I did a little bit of analysis on the footage, and when you compare frame by frame a picture from daylight and one from when it's dark, you can see from far away there's no houses, there's no buildings, there's like no highway. It's literally in the middle of the mountain. So this girl recorded something here that it's making me think this is a real object. Now, I'm not saying it's aliens and all of that, because you never know, right? We have to look at the details first. But what appears to be is it's an object. It is an object there. Whether, you can say maybe there's a bunch of cars, there's a bunch of kids throwing a party up there in the middle of the mountain with a bunch of snakes, a bunch of freaking, I don't know, wild animals in there, because it is literally in the mountains. So, and you can see it's right on top of it too. It's not like, it's
close by or whatever. It's like really up there. Now, when you look very closely to this footage, you can clearly see, you know, this is not a drone. You know, this object, you know, it looks pretty big. It looks huge. So, and of course, when you see the location, right, where this female recorded the, you know, UFO sighting or whatever it is, there's no houses, there's no buildings, there's no roads. So how can you get up there, you know, and just, you know, with a bunch of cars, because that's what a lot of people in the UFO community is saying, that, you know, this is a bunch of cars with, you know, their lights on, and maybe they're doing a prank or something like that. But I don't see that here. So the question here is, can you fake something like this? Of course, anybody can fake any UFO footage, you know? But when you look at the person and the page, right, the social media accounts, you don't see anything else about UFOs, right? So this female doesn't get into aliens and UFOs, you know? You can see that here. But I think she caught something pretty interesting here. Many people are asking, why are the aliens in Brazil right now? Why there's a lot of sightings in Brazil? Are the aliens just taking a little quick vacation in Brazil, right? I know it sounds funny, but or this is just like another man-made UFO, you know, like a alien reproduction vehicle from a underground facility in Brazil. I don't know, but there is something there. There's an object. It's not a drone. A drone, it probably will be much smaller than this. This is huge. Once again, there's no buildings in that area. It's in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So what is going on here, guys? Let me know in the comment section about this, because this is pretty interesting here. And if you like this video so far, please give it a like, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Videos of unbelievable crafts in different shapes being tracked, targeted, and even taken down are going viral.
Oh, that thing is completely stationary shooting.
Every now and then, a new craft appears.
Oh, you can see the red lights. It's huge.
Leaving people stunned and searching for answers. So stay tuned, because these sightings might finally reveal what's really out there. Up in the skies of Australian airspace, a boater who was out cruising in the Pacific when he spotted this Star Wars-like UFO craft. The clip, dated August 5th, 2025, showed an unusual flat object that was slowly floating across a partially cloudy sky with a very low intensity of sound that could be heard. Now, from its nature, and that no such flying objects are commonly seen, it was clear that this could only be classified as a UFO, though different from even the usual kind of unidentified flying objects. UFO crash. On January 26, 2023, an unusual event occurred when a resident, drawn outside by the sound of an aircraft, stepped onto his balcony. Instead of a plane, he witnessed what appeared to be a spacecraft moving across the sky. Part of the object was engulfed in flames, descending quickly as if it had suffered a malfunction or had been struck mid-flight. The sight left an unsettling impression, raising questions about whether it was an accident or the result of military action. Whatever the cause, the incident hinted at something far beyond ordinary explanation, leaving behind an atmosphere of mystery and apprehension. Triangular UFO. In the woods of Montana, authorities responded to a report of a UFO sighting from a local man on July 24th, 2023. Upon arrival, they too witnessed the object, a silent, triangular craft hovering just above the treetops. It emitted no sound, but appeared to be scanning the ground, as if mapping the terrain or searching for something lost. The officials observed the scene, waiting to see if the craft would descend and reveal its purpose. Instead, it moved slowly across the night sky, maintaining its eerie silence before vanishing into the distant horizon. aerial orb. A visitor at the Bermuda Peninsula was enjoying a cloudy beach on June 21st, 2021, when he noticed an odd object flying not too high above the sea level. It looked more or less like a well-rounded orb that was hovering and moving inconsistently, although it looked nothing like the usual saucer-shaped UFO, but was still considered to be one, as the only possible explanation. It could also be an escape pod or a recon drone that may have been sent to look around the area. Flying saucer shutdown? On a beach in Chicago, a visitor captured a dramatic moment on camera on February 9th, 2025. In the footage, the witness claims that the bright object seen is a fast-moving UFO, which moments later appears to be taken down. With it happening at a distance and at night, none of the bystanders could get any closer to investigate or look for the wreckage. However, the beach was reported to have been closed down hours later, probably as the government had to step in to cover up the matter. But this incident has started a discussion about UFOs that have begun to be shot down. Tracking vanished. On July 15th, 2019, around 11 p.m., the USS Omaha detected a spherical, unidentified object off the coast of San Diego within a designated proximity warning zone. The complete infrared footage, later declassified and shared publicly on May 16th, 2021, shows the mysterious object being tracked by radar as it hovered and moved over the ocean. In a matter of minutes, the actively tracked UFO suddenly disappeared. However, there is another theory. Like in the video's upper corner, the display reads LRF armed, no return, meaning the ship's laser rangefinder was unable to get a reading, possibly due to signal interference or jamming. Missile ricochet. A whistleblower from the U.S. military leaked footage allegedly showing an active engagement with a UFO on September 10th, 2025. The video depicted an unidentified flying object being closely tracked and targeted by military systems. At one point, a precision-guided Hellfire missile was launched directly at the object, striking it squarely. But instead of going off, the missile appeared to bounce off.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
The impact only caused the object to wobble slightly before it quickly regained its original trajectory, leaving observers stunned by its apparent resistance to advanced weaponry. This footage is perhaps the first of its kind where UFO was engaged.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Glowing aerial objects. This video of an unusual glow in the sky was taken on September 11th in the U.S. state of Montana that started to get viral on social networks soon after. It showed dozens of tiny but very bright unidentified objects that appeared in the sky as they were passing through. The objects were moving in a military-like formation while at the same time seemed to be using the bright light signature to hide its nature. Interestingly, the clouds around them looked like they were formed to either use as cover or as guidance for these mysterious, glowing aerial objects.
I have pictures of craft along the lines of clouds, and they didn't really go anywhere until they did hours later, but it's like they were camouflaging into the clouds, which is weird because clouds move, but it's weird. I'll have to dig them back up and show them to you guys, but they do this.
Low-flying UFO. Late at night on September 23, 2025, a truck driver traveling through the rainy countryside near Missoula, Montana, encountered something he would never forget. The road was empty and visibility was low when a brilliant light suddenly appeared ahead. Assuming it was an oncoming vehicle, he slowed down, but as he approached, the glow revealed a massive object hovering just above the wet pavement. The craft emitted a steady light and appeared metallic, unlike anything he had seen before. Keeping his composure, he drove past without incident, his dashcam silently recording the encounter. The footage later surfaced online, leaving viewers debating whether it showed a genuine UFO or a phenomenon yet to be explained. Celestial Spotlight.
Y'all can't tell me that ain't no fucking UFO.
On November 26, 2023, in Oak Cliff, Texas, a longtime resident noticed a strange object that had been appearing repeatedly in the area. It had always seemed like a quick flash or a blur, but this time he was prepared with his camera. As he waited, a glowing disc appeared, hanging motionless in the night sky, with a thin beam of light stretching from it down to the ground. The neighborhood remained eerily silent, as if no one else noticed or dared to react. Later, the man uploaded the footage online, where it initially drew ridicule, but the full video revealed a clear view of the glowing disc slowly drifting away, a quiet, inexplicable object disappearing into the darkness. Gigantic saucer.
Cuando algunos dicen que han visto ovnis o...
Okay, so the one that Mia and I saw, we couldn't see it like this, but imagine just along the rim there being light, but that's the angle that it was coming up from the earth and towards us, and the light was, I want to say neon pastel, but how does that even make sense? Colors of like blue, purple, white, and stuff, moving around the disc. It was huge.
Fenómenos atmosféricos y los sueños.
A ranch owner in an undisclosed location somewhere in Spain came across this gigantic UFO. The footage, which dates to August 25th, 2023, shows the UFO appearing from the sky and flying very close to the ground. While the source was shocked by the incident as he filmed, the gigantic saucer seemed to be landing or dropping something off, causing a bright light where the recording gets cut off abruptly.
Qué locura de video, bro.
Unknown crashing phenomenon. A woman from Pembroke, Massachusetts, captured footage of a mysterious object falling from the sky near her home. On June 27, 2025, Colleen McCormick was relaxing by her backyard pool when she noticed something descending rapidly. A glowing, oddly shaped object that appeared to be on fire, yet made no sound.
I see something like falling down from the sky. It had like blinking lights and like looked like it was like on fire or something. And it was just coming down really fast. I had no idea what it could have been.
Expecting to hear an impact, she waited, but no crash followed. The object vanished from sight as suddenly as it had appeared.
It seemed like it was coming down like so fast. It was just like, it knows what it's doing. It goes like that. I don't know. It's weird.
Rushing to the front of her house to see where it might have landed, McCormick found nothing at all. The strange sighting, which she later shared online, quickly went viral, leaving viewers puzzled about what she might have witnessed. Skyborne mystery.
Well, that's insane.
In May 2024, a commercial flight from Toronto Billy Bishop Airport to Boston became the setting for an extraordinary incident. During the journey, passengers observed a strange creature flying alongside the aircraft at high altitude and remarkable speed.
I wonder if that's that one that like flies really fast and it looks like a Dementor or whatever when it's flying around.
The being appeared to have long, rigid tentacles that stood out sharply against the sky. Unlike the soft, flexible ones seen in sea creatures, it moved in complete silence.
Out of all of them, this one scares me the most. It's so strange. It's huge. Wow.
causing no turbulence or disturbance, as though it were perfectly adapted to the environment. The sighting left witnesses divided, some viewing it as evidence of an undiscovered high-altitude species, while others believed it to be a sign of extraterrestrial life designed for travel beyond Earth.
Look at the ropes flying behind.
Tic-tac encounter. Footage uploaded on April 9th, 2025, revealed a 2023 incident in which the U.S. Navy encountered 4 unusual tic-tac-shaped objects off the coast of California. The video, captured by personnel aboard the USS Jackson, shows one of the objects emerging from the ocean before smoothly ascending into the air, demonstrating the ability to move seamlessly between water and sky. None of the objects displayed visible engines, exhaust, or propulsion systems, while their movements defied conventional flight patterns. After hovering for a short time, they abruptly accelerated at a supersonic speed and vanished. To this day, their origin, purpose, and technology remain unexplained.
That took off earlier.
Mariana sighting. In August 1950, Nick Mariana, the general manager of a baseball team in Great Falls, Montana, filmed one of the earliest and most discussed UFO sightings in U.S. history. While inspecting a stadium, he noticed 2 bright silvery disc-shaped objects moving swiftly across the sky.
As I looked up, I saw 2 silvery objects moving swiftly out of the northwest. The objects were very bright and about 10,000 feet in the air.
Using his 16mm camera, he captured about 15 seconds of footage before the objects sped out of view. The film was later analyzed by the U.S. Air Force, which claimed the lights were reflections from jets, but Mariana insisted they were solid, metallic craft. His footage remains one of the most famous early UFO recordings ever made.
I could not see any exhaust, wings, or any kind of fuselage. There was no cabin, no odor, no sound, except I thought I heard a whooshing sound when I first saw them.
Alien ship that landed. A police body camera in Las Vegas captured a bright blue streak of light descending rapidly through the night sky. Moments later, a 911 call came in from a nearby family, reporting that something had landed in their backyard and that they had seen towering figures, nearly 10 feet tall, moving in the dark.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
Big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything?
Word spread quickly through the neighborhood, drawing attention from both residents and law enforcement. The incident became so widely discussed that the Las Vegas police installed surveillance cameras around the area, hoping to capture any further activity. What had been an ordinary backyard suddenly turned into a center of speculation and excitement as everyone wondered whether the mysterious visitors would return.
In your backyard, or
they see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
Luminous sphere. A driver traveling along Vyborgskoye Shosa in Leningrad Oblast, near St. Petersburg, captured something extraordinary on December 13th, 2022. While passing through the snowy forested stretch, he noticed a large metallic sphere resting in a nearby field. The object, estimated to be 10 to 15 meters wide, appeared completely still, yet emitted shifting patterns of pink, orange, and white light across its surface, almost like moving symbols or animated designs. The driver stopped to record the scene, observing no sound or motion during the entire encounter. The footage, later shared on YouTube, sparked widespread fascination and debate over what the glowing sphere might have been and why it appeared in such a remote Russian location. Trio trouble. On August 8th, 2013, at Rafael Hernandez Airport in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, witnesses reported a strange glowing object flying low near the runway before heading out toward the ocean. The incident was reportedly captured by a stranded passenger, though the source of the footage remains unclear. Around the same time, airport operations were suddenly halted, with officials blaming unpredictable conditions. The timing struck many as suspicious, leading some to wonder if the grounding of flights was connected to the unidentified object. The glowing craft appeared to move smoothly, dipping into the water before disappearing completely. To this day, No official explanation has been given for what exactly was seen over Aguadilla that night. UFO wreckage. One of the residents in Indianapolis discovered the wreckage of an unidentified sphere object on June 18, 2025. According to the nature of the wreckage, it looked as if it had dropped straight from the sky. As everyone in the neighborhood started posting images and videos of it online, it soon caught the attention of the federal government that stepped in with a crane and moved the wreckage with a crane to an undisclosed location without any mainstream discussion or media coverage that was made on it. Large overhead sighting. It was only an hour past midnight on October 21st when a local from Cucuta, Colombia, was heading home when he noticed something in the sky. From several green light signatures that he noticed in the sky that were very much in line with the shape of a large flying saucer that descended to a lower orbit and was hovering. Though its intentions were unknown, it clearly looked to be waiting on something, and its cloudy cover started to give it away. Passing 3 IATLAS.
Atlas. Oh my God, look at that. It's just sitting up there.
Residents of Fargo, North Dakota, looked up to witness a remarkable sight on October 24th, 2025. A massive, glowing object streaking across the night sky. The phenomenon was identified as 3I/ATLAS, an interstellar comet first discovered in 2019 that had entered our solar system from deep space. For a brief moment, it appeared unusually close to Earth, moving so quickly that some feared it might collide with the planet. Its brilliance and strange flight path left many stunned. While scientists confirmed it was a natural object, a few astronomers speculated that its sudden reappearance wasn't entirely random, suggesting possible influences from unknown interstellar or even interdimensional forces at play.
Oh my God, look at the edges. It's like ripped metal. Oh, you can see the red lights. It's huge.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
I don't hear anything, and something's moving in erratic ways. It was just going like this, you know.
In Oklahoma City, a homeowner named Chris Frederick experienced something unusual on the night of January 25th, 2025. While stepping outside, he noticed a strange, jelly bean-shaped object hovering above his driveway, moving in sudden, erratic motions. Curious to get a closer look, he launched his drone, but immediately encountered technical problems. The device refused to take off at first, seemingly affected by some form of electromagnetic interference. After several tries, it finally lifted, though the drone's battery drained much faster than usual. The few images he captured, taken from about 400 meters below the object, showed what appeared to be a glowing, plasma-like form, suspended high in the sky before fading from view.
It's in the shape of a jelly bean, but the interior was like plasma.
Dome of the Jerusalem.
Some say maybe proof we're not alone in the universe. A UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the dome of the rock in Jerusalem.
What makes this particular event so intriguing is how quickly all footage of it disappeared, and how few people are now willing to speak about it. Witnesses claimed that a glowing object hovered silently above a large dome for several minutes before performing movements too precise to be random. The craft, described as a bright sphere of light, appeared to respond intelligently to its surroundings, leaving those who saw it stunned. Then, without warning, it accelerated upward and vanished almost instantly into the night sky. The sudden disappearance of both the object and the original videos has only deepened speculation that this could have been one of the clearest demonstrations of life beyond Earth ever recorded. Strange duo spotted.
Wow.
In 2011, an employee at the Hebei Luanan power plant in China happened to record something unusual while on duty. Hovering high above the facility was a diamond-shaped object that seemed to emit faint lights, almost as if it were scanning the ground below. Moments later, witnesses reported a second circular craft appearing nearby, moving in slow, deliberate motions. The sudden presence of two unidentified objects confused those who saw it, sparking theories that the second craft may have been guiding or retrieving the first. No official explanation was ever provided, leaving this rare double sighting one of the most intriguing and unexplained aerial incidents in the region's history. Mysterious Squad.
Vertical, muchas luces han congregado a su alrededor.
An unusual event took place in the skies over Sedona, Arizona, on the night of August 17th, 2025, leaving witnesses completely baffled. What began as a few faint, glowing dots mistaken for stars soon turned into something far stranger. The lights began to shift position, growing brighter and larger as they darted across the sky in unpredictable patterns. Moments later, a massive illuminated ring appeared high above the desert horizon, resembling what some described as a portal. In a sudden turn, the scattered lights of UFOs or orbs aligned perfectly into a straight formation, holding still for a brief moment before vanishing instantly. The entire sequence lasted only minutes, but left locals convinced they had witnessed something extraordinary.
Pero lo impresionante es los movimientos que hacen.
Brightly lighted anomaly. While on vacation in Aveiro, Portugal, a hotel guest happened to notice an unusual illuminated shape hovering above the sea one evening. The formation glowed brightly, taking on the appearance of an inverted trapezoid suspended in the sky. Its sharp angles and steady light made it seem almost mechanical, yet the brightness suggested the structure might have been hollow or transparent. Despite its intensity, the object showed no signs of movement, leaving the observer uncertain whether it was an aircraft, a reflection, or something entirely unknown. Whatever it was, its strange stillness and unusual geometry made the brief encounter one that remained difficult to explain. Weird UFO drone. In the skies above a U.S. military base in Iraq, a peculiar sight caught the attention of personnel in October 2018. A translucent jellyfish-shaped object drifted effortlessly through the air, moving in a way unlike any known aircraft. Those who witnessed it described it as smooth and silent, with shifting colors along its surface. When questions about the footage later reached the Pentagon, officials acknowledged its existence, but did not explain. Some analysts speculated it might not be a man-made craft at all, but a biological or energy-based phenomenon. The footage, declassified in January 2024, remains one of the most puzzling aerial mysteries ever recorded. Sweeping green ball. On the night of October 27th, Moscow residents were startled by a strange sight in the sky. A massive, glowing green sphere moving rapidly across the city's skyline. Before dawn, the object seemed to break apart, scattering into bright fragments that vanished as quickly as they appeared. Eyewitnesses captured videos of the phenomenon and shared them online, sparking debates over its origin, with theories ranging from extraterrestrial craft to a passing meteor. While some scientists suggest it could have been re-entering space debris, no definitive explanation has been confirmed. The brief yet striking event left many locals both awed and unsettled by the unusual spectacle above the Russian capital. Unknown descending object.
What the?
In the early hours of December 5th, 2024, a Los Angeles resident was relaxing outside his home when he noticed a strange object hovering nearby. It was around 1 a.m. when he spotted a tall, metallic, cylindrical shape moving silently through the air. The object appeared solid and steady, showing no signs of being a balloon or any familiar aerial device. Curiously, the witness later compared what he saw to known drone models, but found no match. The quiet, late-night encounter left him wondering what exactly had been floating above his neighborhood, a man-made craft, or something far less explainable.
Am I losing my goddamn mind? What the is that?
Roswell's mystery. On February 18, 2024, residents of Roswell, New Mexico, reported seeing a strange object moving across the sky. Known for its history of alleged extraterrestrial encounters, the city was again thrust into the spotlight. Witnesses described a slow-moving, glowing object that shimmered brightly, unlike any ordinary weather balloon. Observers noted that it gradually ascended, as if cautiously testing the area, drawing attention from those watching below. Multiple people captured the phenomenon on camera, adding to the growing fascination. The unusual sighting has sparked comparisons to the original Roswell incident, leaving both locals and UFO enthusiasts intrigued and searching for answers about what exactly was seen that evening. UFOs on moon. An astronomer in Montreal who wished to remain anonymous shared this footage on April 3rd, 2020, showed several UFOs moving around the moon's orbit. The source shared that he regularly filmed the moon by day, where at a point he decided to do so at the time of the first and last crescent. He further added that usually no one observes at this phase of the moon, because the first and last crescent make it more discreet. Seeing how they weren't just one, but multiple UFOs, started to speculate the possibility that the moon could secretly be a UFO base, which would actually make sense and explain all the random UFO sightings made all over the world for decades. Saucer on flame.
Is that, fool? Boy, that shit's dropping on Earth.
Around midnight on October 23rd, 2023, bystanders from the residential area of Denver, Colorado, spotted a series of interesting sky sightings. It started with a soundless saucer-shaped object that appeared being on flames, brushing through the sky. Soon after, they noticed two more distant flying objects, which were initially believed to be stars until they started moving rapidly.
Damn, I wish I had my phone now.
No, that's not the stars. They're actual fucking...
No, one's moving right now, bro.
These objects may have been responsible for the saucer that was spotted in flames earlier. Could it be that there was a serious and silent dispute or brawl that was going on between UFOs?
Just call this Look, it's moving again. It's moving again.
Unexpected appearance.
Paintings back in the day. And drawings. Circles versus triangles.
A recent video revealed more about a sighting than initially appeared. It began with a damaged-looking craft emitting heavy smoke from one of its propulsion systems. As the cameraman zoomed out to capture a wider view, the object unexpectedly appeared near a nearby resort within seconds. The footage, posted only last year, showed onlookers reacting in mixed ways. Some confused, others completely stunned by what they were witnessing. Incidents like this have become increasingly common around the world, suggesting that such phenomena may have always been present, though only now has it become harder to conceal the truth behind them. Unidentified flashing drone.
Look at you. So it's that cloak. That's definitely UFO, man.
While looking out his home window, a resident of Liverpool, England, spotted a strange flying object, possibly a drone, moving erratically and unpredictably.
Look, lad. Look at this. Mark, look at this, man.
The footage, recorded on December 20th, 2024, clearly captures the unusual motion where the drone-sized saucer was consistently spinning throughout the area while flashing a bright light over the recorder. It raised a question if the drone was surveilling him, or perhaps was malfunctioning. After several minutes of non-stop activity, it finally disappeared out of the blue.
Why don't you come over here? I haven't got a clue. It's since I've just been saying to Don, let's see if I...
Mystic lights.
Did it just go into the ground?
Residents of Mineral de Pozos, Mexico, witnessed a mysterious phenomenon that quickly went viral online on October 24th, 2025. Early in the morning, strange glowing lights were seen moving silently across the distant hills near El Cielo Ranch and El Jobo Hill.
It's a orb full of plasma. one followed me from
The orbs
Ignacio,
glided through the air
Colorado,
like
Colorado,
floating
and
fireballs, leaving onlookers
second
both
one
fascinated and
was moving
uneasy.
down my
Locals
fence.
were certain these were no ordinary lights. Some claimed they were
slow
witches
walking
wandering the
pace.
hills before dawn, while others believed the event hinted at something far more enigmatic. The unexplained display added yet another chapter to the region's long history of eerie sightings. Mysterious flashing light. This clip is from back in the first quarter of 2025, when a large scale of UFO and drone activity started to surface in New Jersey, USA. It showed a bizarre, unnatural phenomenon unfolding in the sky. Flashes of lightning appeared to burst from a central point, creating the impression of a portal attempting to open. A split second later, a massive UFO-like craft seemed to emerge from an unknown region of space. With the night sky shrouded in dense clouds, it was difficult to determine what was truly happening, though this remained the theory of the person who captured the footage. Descended saucer.
Voy a decirle que concha madre se desarrolló, por favor. En verdad ya me estoy trigando así al tanto.
In Barcelona, on July 16, 2025, a woman driving her friend home encountered a startling sight. A massive object had descended onto the road, completely blocking their path.
No sé qué es esa hueá. Qué mierda.
The footage from that night shows a hovering craft, partly obscured in the darkness, except for the red lights glowing beneath it. Its erratic movement and unusual appearance suggested it was no ordinary aircraft, fitting the description of a UFO suspended in midair. Unsure of what the object was or what it might do next, the driver cautiously pulled over, choosing to wait until it disappeared.
Una oficial está explicando. ¿Qué es esta hueá? ¿Qué mierda?
Concerning sky anomaly.
During the eclipse.
This is so cool. What's that?
What is that? A video posted to Instagram on April 10th, 2024, has stirred widespread intrigue and unease online. Filmed during the recent solar eclipse, it captures a strange object gliding through the darkened sky, its shape shifting subtly, almost alive.
Bruh. Look, there's something flying through the air. Oh, shit, what was that?
The timing of its appearance during the celestial event sparked speculation that it could have been an advanced UFO, or even a craft emerging through an interdimensional portal. Its unusual form and movements, unlike any known aircraft or life form, left witnesses baffled. The footage quickly went viral, igniting debate over whether it revealed evidence of advanced extraterrestrial technology or something far beyond human understanding.
What the fuck was that? Yo.
Distant opening.
Wow.
In the early hours of October 21st, 2025, a student living in a hostel in an undisclosed city in Spain witnessed something deeply unsettling. Awakened just after midnight by an eerie glow outside his window, he saw a brilliantly illuminated opening forming in the sky. At first, it seemed like a powerful beam of light piercing through the clouds, but moments later, strange movements appeared within the glowing passage, shapes shifting as though something was emerging. The sight grew more disturbing as the light intensified, suggesting not a natural phenomenon, but perhaps the beginning of an abduction in progress, or a massive deployment from a UFO preparing for an imminent invasion. Crop field development.
Wow.
In a remote farm near Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, an unusual event was recorded on August 11th, 2025. CCTV footage captured the sudden appearance of a perfectly circular formation in the middle of a vast crop field. The incident occurred without any trace of human activity or machinery nearby, adding to its mystery. In the recording, the calm farmland briefly flickered with light before the circle emerged, as if a portal had momentarily opened and disappeared. Even more strangely, the farm's AI-based motion detection system failed to register any movement at all, leaving the phenomenon unexplained and the local community deeply puzzled. Open discussion. An incident occurred on October 5th, 2024, where a UFO was seen and captured by a camera on the ground in Hanoi, Vietnam, by a bystander. It showed a large, dark-colored UFO in the sky that was using darkness as a cover, exposed only by the lightning effect. The unidentified object seemed to be descending down on the roof of a building for reasons unknown. The footage was later broadcast on the local television channel Sen Vang TV, drawing widespread attention for showing an unidentified object moving silently across the sky and sparking intense public curiosity. However, the mystery of why or what was going on here remains unknown. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another WOW video. Until then, you can check out these other videos for a WOW dose of entertainment and
Google Lens this and this. And this. So a friend of mine said that this is AI. It looks a lot like the spaceship from the Superman movie when they sent Superman to Earth. RIP seen in northwest London yesterday. Trippy. Alright, let's check out some ghosts before we go.
No, I didn't just see a fucking hand. You mad or what? You mad I threw that fucking helmet at you? Do it again.
Coast of Okinawa, Camp Shields, U.S. Naval Facility, Okinawa, Japan. Holy shnikes.
Make some noise. Show me you're fucking real, pussy. Fuck your fucking island. Show me. Fucking Satan-ass motherfucker. Show me. Prove to me that you're fucking real. Do it, pussy. What, you mad? Show me. Swing some shit. Make them noises and shit that you did when you woke me up. Do it. Do it, pussy. Do it.
Oops,
oh my fucking gosh, bro. Bro.
The door's moving.
Hey! Hey, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, the ghost was like trying to try some shit, and then the guy didn't react the way it thought he would, so now it's hiding.
Hey! Cut that shit off.
Looks like he threw his crock.
Shut the fuck up!
How many crocs you got? Crazy. Shit-talking spirit comes up at random shopping center in Modesto and makes me angry.
Are there any spirits here? Speak loud, slow, and clear in this little radio. Excuse me? Whore? Did she say do your nails? Or get someone else? I'm not sure. Who are you calling a whore? Excuse me? I did one session in this spot, or this general area, and they mentioned the name of that store / pharmacy. I don't know if they'll do it again. Do you spirits know the name of this pharmacy right in front of me here? And I did get it on video, but it was quite a while back.
Sometime in the near future.
There's somewhere on my YouTube channel.
Boxing.
What is the name of that pharmacy?
You?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
We've all seen this one.
So, you're a girl? You're a girl. Are you? She's a girl.
And just for show, let's see if it comes on right here. I'm right here. Okay. Nothing. Are you 5? Are you 6? 7? 8? 9? You're 9? You're 9 years old?
Your name starts with a B? Is it Brianna?
Horrifying snow ghost and scene footage. Scary paranormal.
I swear I saw something move outside, and when I asked Colton to turn off the lights, I was not prepared for what we both saw.
Following footage may cause extreme discomfort and will stick with you long after viewing this video. If you have a weak stomach or are easily disturbed, we recommend you skip the following clip now. Full clip starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, cut the light. Dude, I swear to God, I just saw something run past, like, outside. Something moved.
I think this is...
Do you see that right there? Dude.
When we're supposedly a boy drowned in that pond.
What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Dude. What the fuck, bro?
I thought that was a shadow.
Bro. It like disappeared.
Dude, I'm feeling all types of weird right now, dude.
You gotta understand, there's no lights out there. The only thing that we can see is the moonlight that's reflecting off of the snow outside. And right in the middle of the bridge, we both see what looks like a almost transparent black figure of some sort, just standing in the middle of the bridge.
Dude, I swear to God, I just saw
I
something
see it
run
now.
past, like outside. Something moved. What is that? Do you see that right there? Dude, what is that? There's just a figure, just staring at us. It looked like it was facing us from on top of the bridge, not moving, standing still. Do you see that right there? Dude, what is that?
We don't know what's showing up on the camera, his cell phone camera at all. We're just fixated on it. And then it turns around and it bolts.
Dude, what is that?
Oh,
bro, it's moving. It's moving. What the fuck is that?
Oh, my God.
Dude.
When it ran, it looked more unnatural than I've seen anything move.
this happens. Someone walking around Utah, Arizona, Southwest Colorado. Can't tell what that says. Some of the best ghost photos ever. Wow. Aww. No, thank you. Yep, seen her before.
Where's your homework, Jay?
Everything okay?
Yeah, babe, just having a good dream.
Sasapis had always possessed the ability to enter other people's dreams. After Jay rejected his proposal to add a pizza oven, Sasapis decided to use this long-hidden power to turn things around. Once everyone was fast asleep, he quietly got up and made his move, unaware that Pete had been following him the whole time.
Well, now we're getting into movies. Ew.
How's the art sale going?
Whoa,
Ghosts
what is
on
all
Paramount.
this?
It's so damn funny.
The rake I
If
just
y'all
thought
need a
I'd
new
tidy
show
up
to
out here.
watch
No,
this.
I mean the Bridgerton costume, which objectively, wow, but it's a costume.
Okay.
They are to share.
My daughter was pulled back by something or someone.
What are you doing?
Oh no. No. Silly to dry it. But it exploded. And they were both found dead. She must.
It was a very unhappy one. Went for it, real ghost. Oh, that gave me goosebumps.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Something was in the closet, right? Let's look at that part again.
Hello, y'all. I'm chilling, but I wanted to ramble about the latest episode of Ghosts. It's been almost a week since it was released, so
I lived in a haunted French castle, and here's the story. When I was 14 years old, my mom and I had a really cool opportunity to go live in this castle off of France on an island called Corsica. The castle was on this huge plot of land, and if you know anything about history, Napoleon's right-hand man, Count Sebastiani, he died in it. Anyways, so our flights got a little bit confused, and I arrived there 3 days earlier. I was 14, so I was in the house for 3 days with no electricity and no water because apparently there wasn't any until my mom came to turn it on.
Chills really bad.
It was 4 stories, and when I first got there was like the maid who was showing me all the rooms. And I remember after she left, I was crying and so upset because I didn't know how to get to the kitchen because it was that confusing and that big of a castle. The castle hadn't been lived in for years, so it was spooky, terrifying, cobwebs, no furniture, and all the furniture there was there had white sheets on top of it. And somehow I stayed there for 3 days by myself. I can't make this up because we had no electricity, my phone died. So I literally had to use a candle at night.
Oh my gosh.
The first night, I remember hearing really weird noises. I just concluded it was like the window pane shutters, I guess. But I heard voices specifically. I remember windows shutting, doors slamming, weird breezes in the house, like the weirdest things possible. And what was really weird is, I mean, it was a huge castle, but even after a week of being there and exploring the property all day, I still couldn't get to the kitchen. Like, I couldn't find it. So I would literally be walking around crying my eyes out of going, this is the weirdest thing in the world. I thought the kitchen was right here, and then I would walk up the stairs and it wasn't there. Anyways, all's well, my mom ends up coming 3 days later, turn on the electricity, and things are actually kind of normal for a little bit, but I still hear voices, and all of those weird things keep happening at night. And by the way, it's only at night. Like, it is not during the day. It is as soon as the sun, you can no longer see the sun, everything would start like a dime. But this is where it gets, like, terrifying, and the police get involved. It was horrible. One day we come back from the grocery store, and everything is stolen. Like, a burglar came in, destroyed everything pretty much. Obviously, that gave me such bad PTSD, but we decided to hire live-in help to kind of always monitor the house and deter people from breaking into the castle. Even though there is a 12-foot wall, gated wall around the entire castle, how they got in, we don't know. Anyways, the help were two really young 20-year-old kids, Clara and Simon, and they were both from Marseille, France. They came over, and because the house was so big, literally, they had like an entire wing of the house. They were in the west wing. I mean, that's so cool to say that. And everything was great. They were so sweet. They were helping. They were making food. Like, it was literally awesome. But then, one day, we hear Clara screaming from the attic. They did have like an attic entrance on their wing, so it wasn't odd. So I call my mom, and we go running up to the attic. As we walk up the stairs, on the white wall, there is blood on the wall. The door is broken. In the room, it was like the bathroom, so we turn the corner. The door completely busted down. The mirror shattered, blood everywhere, and she is screaming in the corner, seated, squatted, terrified out of her mind, covered in blood, drenched in blood. While my mom is talking to her, I go to call the cops, and I pull out my phone, and there is no cell service anymore. The power goes off. It is like 12 at night. There is no power. All three of us look at each other and we're like, oh, this is it. So we ask her, where's Simon? And she didn't speak much English. So we're trying to like figure out where is Simon. She says, he did this to me. And then he jumped out the window.
What the hell?
With our flashlights, we grab, there was like a fireplace, so we took like the pokey thing from the fireplace, and we're all walking with these weapons. She's covered in blood, and we can't call the police. So the main staircase was like this turret. A turret is basically like the main circular thing that you see. So we're walking down, and we see a shadow move in like the window of the turret. It was Simon. He starts chasing us, and all three of us, I mean, like, I don't even remember because of the memory. I'm like blacked out of actually what happened. Somehow we got out of the house. But the gate was locked, so we were locked in because we didn't have a key, because it was like one of those old gates you needed a physical giant metal key. So we went to like the guest house in the garden, and we were hiding out there. Cell service turned back on. Turns out he cut the power cord. Don't know how that, like, he went to the electricity box and like turned off the breakers or whatever. The police end up coming and they arrest him. But during all this confusion, we can't find Clara. Like, when the police come, we can't find her anymore. I don't know where she, like, I don't know. So as we're telling the story, they're like, well, where's the girl? And my mom and I are going. So from outside of the gates, you can look up into the turret where that giant staircase is, and there's windows in the turret. And when the police asked that, they were like, what is that up there? Clara steps out from behind us. And at this point, Simon is in custody. So
oh my gosh.
Simon's in custody. Clara steps out from behind us. It's my mom and I, and we're looking up, going, what is that? And the police are going, well, who else is in the house? There's no one else in the house. We all remember watching it walk out of the view of the window. They did a whole sweep. They called in like the gendarmerie, which is like the police in France. And there was nothing there. There's no one in the house. We ended up moving out of the castle the next day, and we left a lot of our stuff because we went to a hotel like we were gone, and still no one lives in it to this day. Like, there's no one, because we talked to all the people in the village, and there's no one that lives there. So many things happened in this house. This is just like the top of the iceberg of the reality of that there are scary things that exist. So.
Wow. And the owner of the mansion is. She's in this room.
Dan! It's Kelsey. I'm sorry. It's Kelsey. It's Kelsey.
Oh, God. You'll never escape my wrath. I'm not scared of you, just so you know. Neither do I, spirits. It's Chris.
I'm not playing games.
I don't think that you are, right? But, Viz, V-I-S. All right. Speak it. Viz, V-I-S. I don't know what that means, spirits. Can you clarify? Viz? Regarding?
Emergency.
Okay. Where? Where?
Right now. Right here.
Yo, I'm walking with like this light pointing one way and the other light pointing the other way. I does not feel comfortable right now, just so you guys know. Where's the emergency at, Spirits? Can you tell me? Can you clarify, please?
Look to the right.
Okay. What is it that's over there? Can you give me a little more context, please?
What, did you hear that? I heard something in the woods.
Shit over there, bro. Yikes. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Not fun. Not fun tonight.
My jaw on the floor.
What are you doing now?
I'm creating a salt circle.
There any spirits here? Please speak loud and slow on this little radio next to me I'm touching.
Answer any question. Wait, what? Wait, what? Are we already getting damp? Are we already getting bantery? It said, Torch, why did you contact me undressed and damp? So, Spirits, I'm not here to undress. Okay?
Dirty bird.
Does anybody live in that trailer over there? Kind of looks abandoned to me.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find another. Creepy for me.
California is sinking, not slowly, fast. The Central Valley drops 2 inches every single year. The state knows, but they're not telling you. Every U.S. state is hiding something from you. Some states are literally running out of time. One state is even hiding why the entire country depends on it. Today, we're exposing what each state doesn't want you to know. Texas. Texas sits on a massive underground lake. It's running out. They've pumped out so much water that parts have dropped 300 feet. Once it's gone, it takes 6,000 years to refill. Texas farms die without it. But Texas isn't the only state draining this water. Kansas. Kansas is draining the same underground water even faster. Western Kansas will be desert in 30 years. The farms move, the towns die. And the next state is doing the exact same thing. Nebraska. Nebraska is drilling through fragile grassland to reach underground water. The drilling breaks apart the grass. The soil blows away. They're destroying both the land and the water. But underground water isn't the only thing disappearing. Florida. Florida's rock foundation is dissolving, turning to Swiss cheese. Sinkholes swallow houses overnight. Miami's ground is crumbling from below. But at least Florida's land disappears slowly. Louisiana. Louisiana loses a football field of land every 100 minutes. The Mississippi River used to rebuild the coast. Then they built walls. Now the dirt flows straight into the ocean. And the next state's coast is following the same path. Alabama. Alabama's coast disappears faster than Louisiana's. The ocean is swallowing it. Every hurricane hits harder. But coastal disappearing isn't the only water crisis. Arizona. Arizona uses more water than it has. Lake Mead provides most of it. The lake is at 27% full. Phoenix keeps building like the water will last forever. And the next state's entire economy depends on that same dying lake. Nevada. Las Vegas depends entirely on Lake Mead. When the lake drops too low, the water pipe...
Charlotte is asked to speak with him.
California is sinking, not slowly, fast.
Isn't Lake Mead the one?
Other states want to pipe it to the southwest. Michigan fights them in court constantly. Once that water leaves, it's gone forever. But water isn't the only
Sorry, I'm trying to get it back to where we were.
thing states are fighting over. Utah. The Great Salt Lake in Utah has lost 73% of its water. When it dries completely, it leaves poison dust. The dust blows into Salt Lake City. Breathing it causes lung disease. The lake might be gone in 5 years. And here's where it gets even worse. Idaho. Idaho's underground water drops 10 feet per year. Idaho's farms depend on it. When it runs dry, the economy collapses. But some states aren't just running out of water. Georgia. In Atlanta, Georgia, it has only 10 days of water stored. If rain stops for 2 weeks, the city runs dry. The lake is shrinking. The city keeps growing. But at least Georgia's problem is above ground. New Jersey. New Jersey has over 100 toxic waste sites, more than any other state. Many are leaking into the water supply. Slow poison, just below legal limits. And the next state's poison is even worse. West Virginia. Coal mining created thousands of miles of poison streams in West Virginia. Orange water. Nothing lives in it. The poison flows into the Ohio River, which provides drinking water to millions. But chemical poison isn't the only hidden threat. North Dakota. North Dakota has thousands of abandoned oil wells leaking gas, poisoning the underground water. Companies went bankrupt. Nobody's fixing them. And the next state has the same problem, but bigger. Oklahoma. Oklahoma has more earthquakes than California now, caused by oil drilling. They pump poison water deep underground. It makes the ground shake. Buildings are cracking. But earthquakes aren't just a drilling problem. Ohio. Ohio sits on a major earthquake zone. A big earthquake hits every 200 years. Last one was 1811. We're overdue. And the next state is even closer to the danger zone. Illinois. Chicago sits on soft clay dirt. Clay makes earthquake shaking worse. A size 7 earthquake would feel like size 8. Nobody's preparing. And there's one more state on the same fault. Tennessee. Memphis in Tennessee sits directly on the fault, closer to the center than any major city, built on soft river dirt. Most buildings won't survive the big one. These were the first 20 states. Now what's coming next is worse. Next is Kentucky. Kentucky has thousands of abandoned coal mines, all collapsing, creating sinkholes. Houses disappear.
This week, and make sure you always remember that tomorrow is never promised, so take advantage of today. Spend as much time doing what you love and loving what you do, and loving and helping those around you. TessaTNT signing out.